What's up, everybody? You were tuned in to the Crystal
And Mal.
Podcast, episode 129, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday afternoon. Whether you're at work, you're at home, whatever you're doing, we appreciate you taking your time to listen into the episode today. We got a lot of things to speak on. College football playoffs have been set. We're also going to speak on some of the games that happened this past weekend. Juan Soto got a new deal and a new team. We're gonna speak on
Mhm.
that. Tap in a little bit into this Jay-Z situation, and of course, recap the NFL. But until we do all that, Mo, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, bro. Good weekend, chill weekend. Join this last day off before I gotta go back to work. See me already in the Christmas spirit. So feeling good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Living life,
I bet you
feeling
are.
great.
I bet you are. I bet you are.
Oh man, all right, man. We're gonna get into these topics, man. Let's talk a little college football, man. Let me
Yes,
cue
sir.
this cue this up real quick. Get some decorum up in here. Where is it? There you go. All right, let me share this screen. Damn. All right, man. Let's talk about it. So Friday, of course, this one's gonna hit a little home. But UNLV, number 20 UNLV went against Boise State, number 10 Boise State. This was the right to get into the college football playoffs. They had to travel to Boise. The first half, Boise's quarterback was the X factor in the first half. He
Yeah.
was making plays, along with Genty. But the question was, can Boise outside of Genty, can somebody step up and make plays? And it was the quarterback. He was on with his throws and some of his runs, and then you add that with Genty, they dominated the first half. UNLV's offense, they got the ball first. They started off good, and then they just stalled out. Haj Malik, he did not have a good game in this game. Um, it was the difference in the game of him having probably his worst game of the season, and
hmm
the offense just looked disoriented. Looked like it was just all off, and they just couldn't get nothing going in the first half. Second half, defense stepped up, and Boise really wasn't getting nothing going. But the offense still was just shooting themselves in the foot with dumb penalties, dumb sacks, and just Haj Malik was just off with his throws because guys were open.
Yeah.
So that was the difference of them when losing this game. Um, I think his name's Colin James. He had got a big run. They got into the end zone and they didn't even convert that into points.
Yeah.
So we count that if they get at least three there, and then of course the run in by I think his name is Burrell. Um, we're a little bit closer now. You know what I'm saying? Now we have a chance to possibly steal the momentum and get back into the game. But kudos to Boise. Um, they did what they needed to do to win this game. Their defense was really, did enough to win this game when they needed to. And they're off to the college football playoffs. And they're in the bottom.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Boise State. Ashton Genty, he had a great performance. As you said, you got to give kudos to the starting quarterback of Boise State. I thought he would have been one of the weak links in this game, but man, he came out like he kind of showed out more so than Hodge. Like Hodge had a great year. Like I'm not going to beat him up too
Mm-hmm.
bad, but he did. We're going to be honest in this situation where he pretty much had the worst game of the year, and it came out at worst time. It just like at the moment where it just kind of embodied these two programs and where they currently are at. Like UNLV's trying to get where Boise State is at, with just
Mm-hmm.
you know the the nationwide recognition of them being a top tier kind of like college football program. Like Boise State, we've seen them go and beat Oklahoma. We've seen them go beat big time programs and big bowl games back in the BCS days, and how consistent they have been in the Mountain West. They're where they just pretty much have been dominating this conference for a while now. So, it does suck. I did have high hopes for this UNLV team. I think our defense played amazing. I think it played well enough for them to win this game. Definitely championship caliber. But as you said, man, the offense it just seemed like on the offensive side of the game was just too big. The Hodgman League comments earlier in the week where he talking about he didn't know where Boise was on the map, that didn't help out the situation. I don't know if you saw the video every time. I don't know if he got sacked or whatever. On the scoreboard, they kind of showed the map of where Boise is. You know what I mean? Like it just rubbed salt on the wound. So, and then I'm sure we're going to talk more about UNLV, because obviously some news did pop off yesterday. Yeah. So it just sucks, man. I knew this was one of their biggest opportunities to potentially put UNLV on a bigger landscape by winning this game. I thought they had the talent to win this game. We had the coaching staff to win this game. It just didn't come through, you know what I mean? And it just sucks. So, but it was a great year. They'll finish off in the Gronk Bowl game. I think that's the one in LA. Excited to close out the year. As I said, at the end, regardless of what happened, no matter how disappointed I am by the result, I'm still proud of this team and how much they represented the city and the progression that they did for this program. So shout out to all those kids. I know a lot of them are starting to hit the transfer portal. I saw a couple of them hit the transfer portal. So good luck to you guys. I hope you guys land in a great spot, man. And hopefully you guys finish out your college careers on a high-end note and possibly get a chance to be in the NFL. So shout out to everybody at the program, man. Tough loss, but still proud.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. They had a great season. You know what I'm saying? 2 back-to-back great seasons. And hey, man, they had an opportunity to make it to the playoffs. What more can you ask for UNLV? You know what I'm saying? 2 years ago, you couldn't have told us that this was going to be a reality. So shout out to UNLV, man. Shout out to the coaching staff. And, shout out to those kids out there that went out there and put it on the line. And left it on the field. So, hopefully this bodes well to the future. We'll talk about the future in a minute, but hopefully this propels them in the future. So, all right, man, let's talk about number 15, Arizona State beating number 16, Iowa State. They dominated this game. I forgot the kid's first name, Scatterbo, the running back. He dominated this game. He ran all over them. Did pretty much whatever he wanted to do in this game, and they pretty much dominated this game. This game was never closed, and Arizona punched their way into the playoffs, and hey, they're rolling.
Yeah, nah, man, it was it was. We're talking about the Clemson SMU game, man, right?
No, we're talking about Arizona State, Iowa State.
Oh, Arizona State, my bad. Look, Arizona State, man, they dominated it. Shout out to Kathy at work. I told her straight up that I had Arizona State winning, so she owes me some bread. I already tell people don't bet me on this stuff. I'm betting 1,000 right now. But look, man, I just thought overall, man, Arizona State was just playing the better ball going into this game. I think offensively, they just been clicking on all cylinders. You saw it with Scatterbo. His name will be in the Raptors of greatest last names of all time, man. Shout out to him, man. He pretty much dominated this whole entire game. And then Iowa State, man, they couldn't not stop turning the ball over, man. It just kind of crippled them. They couldn't get no rhythm in this game. So I just think by the time the second half started, Arizona State was just up too big. And congratulations to Arizona State, man. And then for them moving on, man. But I'm not surprised by this result at all.
Yeah, me neither. Number 2, Texas battled it out with number 5, Georgia. They went down to the wire to overtime. This defenses were more of the names of this game. Both quarterbacks kind of struggled in this game for the most part. But at the end, took it to overtime. Quinn Evers and them, they couldn't take it down and score. They got the ball first. They couldn't score first. They had to kick a field goal. Georgia's quarterback, Carson Beck, actually gotten hurt. They said he has a UCL injury. So I forgot the backup's name. The backup came in and marched down the field, got a big run. Then the running back ETN ran it in, and they won the game in overtime, 22-19. Man.
Yeah, no, honestly, man, Georgia was this close from not making this tournament with the injury of Carson Beck. I thought it was pretty disappointing that Texas couldn't win this game. I think they're kind of like in the same boat as Penn State for me, as far as like being able to win these big time games. Quinn Ewers was pretty disappointing. I kind of said it on Twitter. I think if Texas wants to have an opportunity to win a national championship, they need to start strongly considering playing Arch Manning a little bit more. Maybe even potentially consider starting. Like, obviously, you're going to have Quinn Ewers starting in the next game. But I think he's going to be on a short leash, man. He has to be at this particular point. Like, you know, just the inconsistencies with him throwing the ball. You can clearly see he's still not 100% healthy with that ankle. He's not able to move around out. And even when he does move out the pocket, it just looks cringeworthy at this point. Like, he just doesn't have the explosion like he used to. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kept him on a short leash. But, you know, congratulations, Georgia. You saw ETN, like, he was out for a couple games. So you saw the freshness in his legs going into the second half of that game. He was just very, very explosive. And you got to, you know, kudos to the backup quarterback, man, filling in for Carson Beck. Like, I'm assuming with that UCL injury, it looked pretty bad, man. I'm not expecting him to be able to play that game. I know they do have a bad week, but I think it'd be kind of hard for him to have the opportunity to play that game, depending on the damage of that UCL. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Brock Purdy injury a little bit, and how his arm got bent back, and we all know the result of that. So, you know, if Carson Beck is able to play, then good. But, you know, Georgia rallying around the backup quarterback just showed the resilience of this team, and they deserve. I know we talked a lot of mess about Georgia and all that, but they deserve the number 2 spot based off this performance. The defense finally stepped up and looked like the defense that we kind of been expecting all year. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, and the kid's name is Gunnar Stockton, backup quarterback.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
And Sarkisian, man, you gotta run the football, man. Having Quinn Ewers
starting to see the light of day. You know, I mean, they did lose their 2 starting running backs at the beginning of the year. So.
Well, Wisner wasn't bad. He's been running pretty good these past few games before they got here. You can't have Quinn Ewers.
That's why you got to play Manning, dog. You can use his legs. He's a big quarterback, man. He can
throw on the football 46 times.
You think? Let me ask you.
46, 358.
Do you think Quinn Ewers is going to be on a short leash going into their game?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's say he starts off slow. Let's say they're down 14-0 going into the mid-second quarter.
If it starts off like the first Georgia game where they pulled him, then yeah. Shark has already showed that he'll pull him if things ain't going right. But I don't even think it was like, if you look at the possession, the yardage and all that stuff, Texas outplayed Georgia.
They did, but they couldn't in the red zone. They couldn't do anything. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you don't fully start Arch Manning, but maybe you have more packages for him so you can use his legs and his arm talent, especially in goal line situations. You know what I mean?
I think in the goal line they should have put him out there. Like when it wasn't working, when the running game wasn't working, you put Arch Manning out there with Wisner.
Yeah,
and you do some read option type stuff.
Yeah.
So now you got Georgia thinking, because there should be no reason why Quinn Ewers should be going back 46 times to throw the football.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not against that Georgia. And I know Georgia defense isn't the Georgia, but still got some guys on there that's going to be playing on Sunday.
Mm. No.
Walker was a terror. Still. And I think their right tackle got hurt. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes these coaches, man, their egos, boy. Number 17, Clemson faced number 8 SMU. Clemson, as disappointing as their season was, pretty much dominated this game in the first half. First 3 quarters, really. It wasn't until the fourth quarter when SMU rallied back and tied the game up. But Clemson got the ball at the end and ended up kicking a game-winning field goal.
Mhm.
And they march on to, and both teams are actually in the playoffs. I just think that this game proved that this game was, if Clemson wins, they're in. If Clemson lost, Alabama was in.
Yeah.
That's what this game proved to me. So
Uh-huh.
uh, they punched their ticket in, and there was just no way you could not put Clemson in and leave SMU out, especially if you're saying that the teams couldn't get punished for being in the conference championship game. So, and some people are like, well, how is Clemson, you know, lower than SMU if they beat them? Because this was them punching their way in to
Yeah.
the game,
Yeah.
to the playoffs. So that's why. What's her name is number 11, and Clemson is 12. So
Yeah.
but shout out to SMU, man, for coming back and almost pulling, getting back in this game and winning the game. But Clemson, they did enough to march down the field, kick the field goal, win the game. So shout out to Clemson.
Yeah, man. Shout out to SMU, man. They showed heart, especially in that second half. You know what I mean? Kevin Jennings, man, he looked really good, especially in that second half. 304 yards, 3 TDs. He had the one interception. Brashard Smith, he ran the ball pretty good. 24 rushing attempts with 113 yards, man. But Kay Klubnik, man, he played a really clean game. Like, I know he missed quite a bit of throws, man. But yeah, 4 TDs, no interceptions, and Brian Westcott Jr., man, shout out to you, my bro. Like, you was out there cooking with 8 receptions, 143 yards, 2 TDs, man. He was averaging about 17.9 yards, per catch, man. So the explosiveness of this Clemson team, like, we never said they don't have the talent to match up with anybody. It's just the inconsistency of play. I don't know if that comes from coaching and them not being prepared the right way to go into these games, but this was the Clemson team that we kind of expect. Like, I'm glad that SMU was able to get in. I think they showed why they deserve to get in. I know there's been this whole, kind of conversation about SMU and Alabama, but I think the committee got it right as far as that aspect. But, I think both of these teams can be quite dangerous, man. I think SMU's offense can be explosive. We saw that in the second half. And then we obviously what Clemson could do. So shout out to both teams, man. Congratulations to Clemson on winning the chip. And then congratulations to both teams to making it to the playoffs, man.
Yeah, for sure. Number 3, Penn State went against number 1, Oregon. This game, it was competitive, but Oregon pretty much they were the better team. The thing about what's his name, Alar?
Yeah,
he can make some throws, and you're like, I could see him playing on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can make some throws, and it's like, what the hell are you doing?
It's Carson Beck effect. It's Carson Beck. So he's no different from him. You know what I mean? So,
dude, he be killing me, man. But Dylan Gabriel had a great game, man. 22 of 32, 83 yards on 4 touchdowns. And Oregon just continues to roll. Tez Johnson, he balled out 11 catches, 181. James, the running back, 20 carries, 87 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Winnington also had 82 yards to add on to that. So Oregon looks like, this is their playoffs to lose. If any year for Oregon to win the national championship is this year, because they're the most consistent team this year.
I agree. They do have a tough road. I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but their road is pretty tough. You know what I mean? But overall, like, I love Oregon has the complete team. I do wish this defense would have played a little bit better yesterday, especially the likes against Drew Allar. He had a decent game for what it's worth, especially like we don't normally see Penn State putting up 37 points against top tier colleges. You know what I mean? So for them to do that, I think that bodes well for them going into the playoffs. I think it gives confidence to that offense to be explosive. But again, Penn State, they need to get that kind of like monkey off their back and playing big time games and not being able to get through and get the W. So that's going to be one of their big questions going into this playoffs. Are they going to be able to win these any kind of big game? Because all the rest of these games here on fourth are going to be high tier quality teams that you're going to have to go up against. So it's going to say a lot about Penn State and see if they can get the monkey off their back. But as far as Oregon, man, explosively, they're explosive. Dylan Gabriel, look, man, he deserves to be going to New York and have his name at least be mentioned among the Heisman Trophy candidates and just get recognized for the season that he has had. But they're gonna have to get that defense in order, man. They cannot sit here and give up 37 points and expect them to be able to make it to the college football championship and win it. It's not gonna work. So they got to get that together. But overall, man, they do have the squad, and they should. They are the clear cut favorites to win this title, man. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, let's get into the playoffs, man. Break this bracket down real quick. I'm gonna turn the music off on this one. All right. So we got the like we said, we got the college 12-man playoff bracket, 12-team playoff bracket ready. As you see, first round, you got number 12 Clemson traveling to number 5 Texas. You got Tennessee traveling to Ohio State. SMU traveling to number 6 Penn State. Number 10 Indiana traveling to number 7 Notre Dame. And all the 4 teams that have a bye week are Oregon or Arizona State, Oregon, Boise State, and Georgia. Before we get into who we picking and all that stuff, what are you thinking?
Overall, man, I thought I'll just go start off with the selection. Like I said, I'm happy about SMU getting in over Alabama. I know there's been a lot of discussion about, people saying that Alabama should got in over SMU due to the schedule and all that. You're starting to hear the likes of like Nick Saban and all them kind of talking about Alabama shouldn't schedule, a lot of these key marquee matchups outside of their conference. But I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have no sympathy for any Big Ten or SEC teams. I am an SEC fan. I'm a Florida Gator fan, so I will ride with the SEC. But I'm gonna be a realist about this situation. You guys are the same two organizations, conferences that have stolen teams from the top tier teams from other conferences to kind of weak them and build yours up. At the end of the day, no matter what's gonna happen, you're gonna be playing tough games. Like no one asked y'all to go grab Oregon and UCLA and USC and Washington and to go to the Big Ten. No one asked y'all to go grab Texas and Oklahoma to go to the SEC. And then now y'all want to complain because y'all schedules is too hard. Like, miss me with that. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You got to play what's in front of your on your schedule. And then at the end of the day, some of y'all schedules are weak too. Like we've been through this before with Georgia. Like Georgia's schedule, like yeah, they do play tough teams. They did have a tough stretch, but it's not like you're not going out there and playing the FAUs. It's not like you're not going out there and playing the Citadels. You guys do the same thing. We went through this like 2 years ago with Alabama. So at the end of the day, man, like I'm happy for the committee. I think they aced it. Like at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. Every fan base is gonna act like they got dismissed. I think Miami should be more upset out of anybody, more so than Alabama to me. But it is what it is. But overall, man, I'm happy with the selection. I'm stoked for a lot of these games. I think the SMU Penn State game I think that could be an upset right there. I really believe that. We all know Tennessee and Ohio State at nighttime is going to be pretty amazing. I think the defensive line for Tennessee is going to be it's going to be interesting going up against that Ohio State line. Like they lost their starting center. I think they have a couple injuries on that O line. So it's going to be really interesting to see that battle, especially on between the lines. Clemson and Texas, I don't know what you're going to get. I think these are two high Jekyll and Hyde teams that you just don't know what you're going to receive. Like I think both of these are high quality teams as far as talent wise, but we got to see. Quinn Ewers is going to have a couple weeks to heal that ankle and potentially get healthy. I would assume since Texas has a home field advantage, they should win, but we have seen teams go to Texas and dominate them. So, and then I think the most exciting game could be the Indiana Notre Dame game. You have an in-state rival. I wouldn't say rivals, but in-state battle right there. We all know that's going to probably be a 50-50 as far as like fans. We know Indiana fans are going to travel because it's not that far. Notre Dame being at home, that's going to be really exciting to see the aura of Notre Dame and what they can produce. You know what I mean? Like that Notre Dame has probably been the best team minus Oregon going into these playoffs as far as like how they've been playing. So that's the team you got to look out for. But, if we look at it, Oregon, they have a tough sled because you get in the winner of Tennessee and Ohio State, and that game is not going to be easy. So it's not like Oregon's going to have the opportunity to get a home game. They're going to go to a neutral site. So, it kind of sucks though. I wish they would continue in the quarterfinals the home field advantage. I wish they would kind of do that. I think it would be cool. I feel like to some degree, with you getting in the quarterfinals, yeah, you do get blessed with a bye week, but you don't get the opportunity to be in front of your crowd to be able to win these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that I suck, but I get it. You still have to play in these bowl games. I mean, there's a lot of money in those, but overall, man, I am pleased with the result and what I'm seeing. So, what about you?
Yeah, man. Like you said, that Clemson and Texas game is real interesting because I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson marches up in there and beats Texas, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Texas dominates Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like you said, this is some good time for both teams to get some rest, especially Texas. Um, and it's just going to be an interesting game. I think I can see a high scoring game out of that game right there too.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee and Ohio State. You're right. Ohio State overall is the better team. Tennessee is a very young team, especially at the
Yeah.
quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
I expect. I honestly think Ohio State's going to win this game outright. I'm not saying they're going to win by 30, but I think they win outright. I just think they're going to outclass Tennessee. I think Tennessee's like a year away
Mm-hmm.
from really being a national championship contender. You know what I'm saying? I think they're a playoff team, but their defense is going to keep them in this game. But I think Ohio State makes just a few more plays than Tennessee and wins that game.
Yeah.
And then as far as SMU and Penn State, and man, that could be real interesting. But in front of all that that crowd in Pennsylvania, man, this
It's
is
not a
I
night
think it's gonna
game.
be
It's not a night game. If it was a night game, I would consider it, but I think it's an early morning game if I'm not mistaken.
still that crowd's gonna be crazy still. So I just in these games, Penn State tend to dominate the teams when they face like the Oregons and the Ohio States. That's when they fall short. But these guys, they usually tend to. But shout out to SMU. I'm not saying
But,
that y'all don't
but
have a
see, but
chance.
see, this is why. Sorry to cut you off, but see, like I hate that kind of conversation. Like we're dismissing SMU just because it's SMU. Like we got to look at the team that they are
No,
today. Like they literally went toe to toe against Clemson. If Clemson were to go to Penn State, who would you probably have? You probably like Clemson against Penn State, low key, wouldn't you?
no, I like Penn State at
You would like.
home. I would take Penn State.
What is it about Penn State that you like defensively? Like, are they that
I,
excellent? Like we've seen teams. You know what I mean? Like, what is it about Penn State that you like so much?
I like Penn State at home. When they're
We
at home, they're a different team.
You've seen them get beat
But
at home.
not as much as on the road. When they have to travel somewhere else, I'm putting my money on the other team, especially if it's
Big
Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State,
Okay,
Texas.
I hear you, but you would consider this obviously this is a big game, right? When have you seen Penn State stepped up to the plate in a big game? I don't care who against it is. When have you seen that big game on the line? When have you seen Penn State when being able to win games like this?
Not, yes, when they go against the Oregons, the Ohio States.
What
Yes,
I'm saying, but see, this is the
yes.
dismissive factor of SMU though. Like you're saying, SMU is not on
I'm
the
not
same.
dismissing SMU. I'm not
You
saying
are
they
though. You
can't
clearly
come in
saying
there
like with these teams, like you specifically eliminated them just because they're not
because I
Texas.
don't think SMU is on the same level as Oregon
No one's been on the same level as Oregon. Who's been on the same? Oregon's the only
or
undefeated.
Ohio State
What are we
or
talking
Ohio
about?
State.
You can dismiss Arizona State, Boise State, Georgia, Clemson, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State, Penn State, SMU, Indiana. Just give Oregon the championship. Am I correct? That's what
No,
you're
I'm not
saying, right?
saying that. No,
That's what you're
I'm
clearly
saying
saying.
that there's levels to this thing, man. You
Well, what's
know
the
this,
level?
man. Stop acting like that.
Nah, I'm being real. Well, SMU's been a top 10 team majority of the year. Oregon's the only undefeated team. We've seen chinks in the
No,
armor with Penn State and the rest of these teams. Why can't SMU go into Penn State? I get it. Penn State is it's a tough place to play, but I've seen teams go in there and I don't care if it's Ohio State. I don't care if it's been Oregon. I don't care. I've seen Michigan do it. I've seen cats like Minnesota go up in there and beat them. At the end of the day, you tell me SMU can't?
nope.
All right.
I don't think so. That's
Okay.
just me.
All right.
I know you. I know you, the underdog, optimistic, but
It's not even underdog. I was
no,
optimistic. I'm just in the moment, realistic. Like I think SMU's offense. can score on Penn State's defense. I think they can. Now, is the moment going to get big for them? We'll see. Will the lights get big for them? We'll see. Like it looked like a little bit when it came up against Clemson, but I think they showed a lot of tenacity in that second half. I think in the second half, SMU was clearly the best team over Clemson. I think it was clear. I think if SMU got one more opportunity to get the ball back, I think they would have won the game if it would have won in overtime. But that's just me.
For sure.
So who do you think out of all the bye week teams, who do you think has who will be on upset alert out of all the bye week teams?
I don't want to be this guy.
Be the guy, dog. We're having a We're just having a conversation, bro.
Boise State, of course.
Oh, Boise State.
Yes, Boise.
Just because of the name, huh? You wouldn't think Arizona State would be more of a on upset alert
because of who they got to face.
Would you?
Because I don't think it. But let's be real. Let's just be okay. Let's just be real. If it was in our Texas wins and they got Arizona State, and I know we're not talking about Vegas, but Vegas is gonna have one of those two teams favored.
100%. You don't think Georgia should be on upset alert, especially if Carson Beck is hurt coming off of Indiana, either Indiana or Notre Dame? You don't think they should be on upset alert? Even if Carson Beck, I think Carson Beck has been fucking ass. I think I low key think Notre Dame or Indiana would rather have Carson Beck than goddamn what's his name? What's my name? Gunner Stockton. Yeah, Gunner Stockton. You don't think Georgia should be on upset alert?
They could be, yeah. Especially if Notre Dame wins.
Even if Indiana wins, you don't think Indiana
Notre Dame wins?
Georgia?
I saw what Indiana looked like against Ohio State.
Okay.
I think pure defense alone, they would be Indiana. I think Walker would give that quarterback problems.
So Notre Dame against Georgia, you would have Notre Dame winning that game.
I would put Georgia on upset. I wouldn't be surprised if Marcus Smart go in there and beat them.
No, I would. You even have to put Oregon. Like, look, the winner of Tennessee Ohio State is going to give Oregon a tough run. All right. We
saw. Look, if Ohio State wins, there's a big chance I might pick Ohio State in that game.
I wouldn't be mad at it because at the end of the day, Oregon's not getting home field advantage. They're going to be playing in some bowl game. Most likely, I think that will probably be the Rose Bowl game, I would assume. So I think that's the only benefit of it. It'll be on the West Coast, but we all know Ohio State fans are damn near everywhere.
They travel.
So, like, yeah, and then we all seen it. Like, Ohio State was damn near one mental error away from winning that game. So, yeah, that's a toss-up. I think all four of them could be on upset alert. Me personally. Like,
you're right. No, they can. They can. Arizona State definitely could. But like I said, you said upset alert. So when I think upset, I'm thinking like they're the favorite. Whereas in like if Texas beats Clemson and go to Arizona State, we both, regardless of how we feel Quinn Evers look, as a team, Texas is better than Arizona State.
How do we know? How do we know, though? This is what I'm telling you. You assume that. You just assume because it's Texas, my brother. We don't know. Arizona State could literally go and mollywop Texas. I don't know. We don't know.
They could.
I'm like, you tell me Boise State, but in reality, if Penn State beats SMU, you would probably say more people. Vegas would probably have Penn State favored in that game, right?
Against who?
Boise State. If Penn State were to win that game, you would probably say Penn State would probably be favorites. Vegas would probably have Penn State favored. You would be correct, right?
Yeah, they probably be really like -5 or -6.
So that wouldn't be an upset then, right?
If Penn State beats Boise?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it wouldn't be an upset. That'd be
right. So I think if we're gonna go based on that route, I think Georgia should be on upset alert. Me personally,
because even without the Carson Beck injury, I agree with you. I don't think he's a good quarterback, and I honestly think Notre Dame is the better team.
Yeah, me too. I think Notre Dame could. Notre Dame is. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Notre Dame might be the scariest team in the whole field.
I agree with that. If George, because Lincoln, what's his name? Leonard Riley.
Leonard Riley is
like similar to what Dylan get. They got like the same game.
I think he's what people think Will Howard is. I think
I
Riley
like
Leonard's
that.
better
I
than Will
like
Howard.
that. I like that. That's a good one right there.
Like I think Riley
I
Leonard's
like
better
that.
than Will Howard. Like you know what I mean?
Like if
Like
I'm Georgia, I'd rather play Indiana than Notre Dame.
100%.
I'm
Like
sorry.
all right. Let's go by this. Let's go. If you're Arizona State, who would you rather play, Clemson or Texas?
Clemson.
I agree. Oregon, who would you
I'd
rather?
rather
I would too. I
Oregon,
would too.
Tennessee,
I would too. I would too. Like because
probably
I just think
Tennessee.
like I know we talk about Quinn Ewers. I think it's more so just his health wise, but
Mhm.
you do have the arch man factor, and that
Mhm.
defense, that Texas defense is really good. I think that
It
Texas
is
defense.
good. It is good.
Clemson has holes. Like they have talent on
Mhm.
that team, but they have holes. So I'll
Mhm.
agree with you on that one. Or Oregon. Oregon. Who would you think they would rather want to play? Tennessee or Ohio State?
Tennessee, Tennessee, straight up. Because
I would
Oregon's
probably
because
say Tennessee.
Ohio State, they know each other.
Yeah, I hear you, but wouldn't you want to play a team against a team you know? Like I think the only benefit with Tennessee is that they have a young quarterback. You just don't know what you're going to get from the young quarterback.
And
But
I'd
if that
rather
young
face them.
quarterback plays well, I think Tennessee goes and beats Ohio State because I think that defensive line on Tennessee could dominate that old line of Ohio State. I think they
Yeah,
possibly do that.
yeah, that's a possibility,
I think
but
that's a pick 'em with me with Oregon. I think either way, you're kind of like I don't know. I think that could be a
yeah,
head scratcher. I think they're in a tough spot. Boise State. I think me and you both can agree. SMU will probably be the team that they will probably want to play. But
yeah, for sure.
me personally, I'm Drew.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or
I
I'm
wouldn't
like,
be surprised.
don't scare me though. Drew Allard don't scare me though.
He doesn't, but I just feel like offensive. I think that defensively, Penn State would give Boise State problems.
Like we're gonna find out how really good
Like
Ashton
you, like
Jeanty is.
like UNLV pretty much shut them out in the second half
Yeah.
because they figured them out.
Honestly, if UNLV just had better quarterback play, they win that game. I think they win that game. Like that first drive that UNLV had, I was like, oh yeah, okay,
Me
Hodges,
too.
and then he did that stupid where he ran backwards and got the sack,
Yeah.
and it just kind of killed momentum. They just were never to get that back, and I don't know if that just killed Hodges. I don't know, confidence.
Confidence or
It's kind of weird
whatever.
to say.
I don't
You know,
know.
it was a bad play, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I agree with you. I think Boise State. I think SMU can beat Boise State. I really think they
Yeah,
can. I
I
think
do
they could
too.
throw up and down that defense. I don't think that defense is that crazy good. I don't think it's that good. I think
And I
Ashton
hate to
Jeanty
do
is
this.
scary. Nah, go ahead. Do it. Do it, my brother. Do it.
And I hate to do that to Boise, but I'm sorry, man. Like I think SMU or Penn State would beat y'all outright.
Yeah. And I think low key SMU's cornerback play is really good, man. I like some of their corners, bro. I really
Hmm.
I think SMU's defense isn't that bad. I know Clemson was able to, go through them
That's
to a degree.
Clemson.
That second half, SMU's defense really stepped up. That was the only way they were getting back in that game if SMU's defense were
Right.
able to, stop them. So, and then I guess me and you both agree that Notre Dame, Georgia does not want to see Notre Dame. They do not want to see
No, not at all.
Nah, nah. All right, man. So you want to do the picks?
Yeah, we can do that. So okay, let's start with Clemson in Texas. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Texas, man. I'm gonna ride with Texas. I think they find their way. I think the extra week. I think they play 2 weeks from now, right? I think
Mhm.
that helps them with Kieran Ewers. I think they're gonna play Archman a little bit more with the legs. So I'm gonna go with Texas, man. I think they can win. I'm gonna go 37-31.
Okay, yeah, I got Texas too. I'm gonna go 31-24. And
Okay.
for all the reasons you say, I think that defense is going to get a couple takeaways from Clay Kubek, whatever his name is,
Mm-hmm.
and I think those receivers are going to play a really good game. And
Yeah.
so I think the running game plays a little bit better too in this game. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with Texas on this one.
Okay.
All right, Tennessee against Ohio State.
I think I'm gonna go Tennessee, dog.
What?
I think that Michigan game really says something. Michigan going into Ohio State and literally dominating them. Will Howard, he did not look really good. I think the defensive line of Tennessee will get to Will Howard. It'll make him look terrible again. And then there's a lot of pressure on this Ohio State team. There's a lot of pressure on Ohio and on Ryan Day. And I kind of agree with Kirk Herbstreit. I think Ohio State on the road, I think would have been a little bit more dangerous than Ohio State at home, because those fans, if they do not start off strong, there's going to be a lot of boo birds out there. You already have a lot of people that want Ryan Day fired at this point because they can't beat Michigan, even though Ryan Day's record is amazing. You know what I mean? Like, you would think like firing him is fucking insane with the recruiting that he does. Like, he always gets top tier recruiters. They're always in the top 5, and they always win about 11 to 12 games every year, all the time. You know what I mean? Minus, maybe a Penn State, Michigan game here or whatever, or now Oregon. But I think I'm gonna go Tennessee, man. I think the young quarterback doesn't play bad. I'm not saying he's going to play great, but I think all the pieces around him will uplift him, and they're going to go in there, and I think they're going to win. I think that defensive line attacks. I'm going to go 28-24 Tennessee.
I'm going to go with Ohio State. I think the bad taste they got in their mouth from Michigan, I think that they carried this in this game, and they got bad blood, and I think they take it out on Tennessee. I think Will Howard bounces back, has a really solid game. I ain't saying he's going to throw for 300, but yeah, 225, 3 touchdown type games. I think Henderson, the running back, I think he gets off in this game. I know they got a good defensive line, but I think he gets off. And so I got Ohio State winning. I'm going to go 28-20.
Okay, cool.
SMU, Penn State. Who you got?
Going SMU, dog. I'm going SMU. I just have this feeling that Penn State can't win these big games. Yeah, they do have home field advantage. You would assume Penn State should win, but Drew Allar, like he's a big quarterback. He's going to use his legs. I think he's been very inconsistent throwing the ball. I think the SMU cornerbacks are very, very opportunistic, and I think this SMU offense is going to be really good, man. So I'm going to go SMU. And then there's going to be a lot of noise about James Franklin after this game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised they start considering maybe moving on from him. I'm going to go SMU. I'm going to go 35-27.
I'm going with Penn State. They're at home. And like I said, they tend to beat teams like this. So I'm going Penn State.
Disrespect.
Hey, sorry. I'm going Penn State 35-24.
This could have been UNLV going to motherfucking Texas. Imagine that. That would have been
bad. You got Indiana at Notre Dame. Who do you got?
I got Notre Dame, bro. I think this team is. I said it a couple minutes ago. This team could be the scariest team in this entire field, bro. The way they've been playing, and they're playing on fire right now. Offensively, defensively, everything is clicking. Yeah, I'm gonna go Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Notre Dame. I think this is gonna be the blowout of the week. I think Notre Dame.
I put some respect on Indiana. I get it. The performance against Ohio State left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, but overall, Indiana, they're a good team. I think they're going to keep it close.
Indiana, you got to prove me wrong, baby. I'm going Notre Dame 35-14.
Damn. Okay. All right. For sure.
So, Texas against Arizona. What do you got?
I'm gonna go Texas. I think Texas ends up winning this game. Scatterboo, I think he's gonna hear his name in the crowd. I wouldn't be surprised if he gives them a scare, but I think Texas is just too talented on the defensive side. And I think they win this game. So I got Texas going to the semifinals.
Yeah, I agree. I think they do enough to contain Scatterboo. Hold him under 100 yards. He probably had like 85 yards, maybe a touchdown. But I just think that Texas, like you said, they got that defense, man. And I think Quinn Evers makes enough plays, or Archman, whoever plays, I think, they'll do enough to win that game. And they'll win 31 to, I'd say 21, something like that. Now, when your bracket, you're going to have Tennessee at Oregon. So who you got out of that?
I got Oregon. I just think they're just the better team. Dylan Gabriel, I think when those two match up, I like him as a quarterback over the young guy. I think the young guy will be really good in the next couple of years, but I'm going to go Oregon. I just think overall they're just a better team.
And since I got Ohio State in my bracket, I'm gonna go with Ohio State. I
Okay.
think that I think that they learn from what they learned from Oregon, and I think they come in here and I think Ohio State wins. It's gonna be close. It's gonna come down to the wire, but I got Ohio State winning. I'm gonna go 38-35.
Okay.
You got SMU going against Boise State. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with SMU. I think SMU surprises and gets to the semifinals over Boise State. I think they cause enough trouble. Like I think Ashton Genty could be scary, but I think SMU is just too explosive on this team. So and I don't think the Boise State defense is really that good. So I'm gonna go with SMU.
And I got Penn State beating. I got Penn State advancing, so I'm gonna go with Penn State beating Boise State same way. I think they just. I think they're gonna dominate Boise State personally. I think they
Yeah.
win pretty big, and I think they win from the tune of like I don't know 31-17. And then you have Indiana marching into against Georgia.
Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did have Notre Dame. So we both had Notre Dame marching in to face Georgia. Who do you have in this game?
I got Notre Dame. They won't pay back. They haven't had a really good record against the SEC. They remember all them ass whoopings they've gotten. It hasn't really been close. So you would assume Georgia should go ahead and do it, but nah. I think Notre Dame's going to be ready this year. I got them beating Georgia, no matter who the quarterback is.
I agree with you, man. I got Notre Dame beating Georgia this year. Georgia has not looked good. The SEC has not looked good. I don't want to hear nothing about they've been beating each other now. They've been losing teams outside the SEC. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. So, in the semifinals,
Texas
we
versus
would
Oregon.
have Texas versus Oregon. Who do you have, sir?
I have Oregon. Dylan Gabriel is not afraid of Texas. We saw that with Oklahoma last year. He beat them in the Red River rivalry. Say that 10 times. And he's not scared of him. So, and he has a better team around him. So I'm gonna go Dylan Gabriel and Oregon Ducks. They make it to the national championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, man. I look, I love Texas, and I think they're very good. I think they're a good team, but I just think Oregon is on a roll this year, and so I got them beating them. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I got Oregon winning from a tune of like 31-28. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Oregon winning this game. All right, so in your bracket, you got SMU versus Notre Dame. What do you have, sir?
I got this is when the fairy tale run ends, man. I got Notre Dame demolishing SMU in this game. I got this being like a 51-21 type of game. Notre Dame goes on to play Oregon in national championship.
And I got Penn State going against Notre Dame. And I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. I just think that they're gonna be the better team. Um, and I just think they're rolling right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. So Notre Dame and Oregon in the national championship. Who do you have, sir?
I got Notre Dame, man. I think Notre Dame is going to surprise, man. I think the Fighting Irish get the national championship that they've been waiting for. I got Notre Dame, man. I don't know something about this team. Oregon is really good, but I think just the gauntlet that they're going to have to get through. I think they're going to be a little worn out. You know, imagine them going through Tennessee or Ohio State, then possibly Texas. Then you got to play Notre Dame or whoever else. Like I think that's just going to be really too tough for them. They're in a tough bracket, so I'm gonna go Notre Dame.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame too. I just think that defense is gonna be a little bit too much for Dylan Gabriel, and I got them winning like a tune of 27-21.
Yeah, I think this game will be really good. I think it's definitely going to come down to the wire, but I think that Notre Dame defense is going to step up. I think they're going to get a turnover at the end when Oregon's kind of driving, and then it just kind of ends the game, man. So, hey, yo, Fighting Irish fans, look, show love to the Cris and Mal pod, man. We got y'all winning the national championship. So, yeah, you know, y'all win, man. You know, don't be scared to maybe
And
bless us.
all you people that's listening, like oh, y'all putting y'all faith in, this is different, man. It's different.
Yeah, yeah.
It's different.
I'm excited though. I'm excited for all these games, no matter what the results are. I'm definitely excited to see the atmosphere for these playoff games with these home crowds, man. I think that's probably going to be the best part of this whole playoff.
Before we move on, I just wanted to get your opinion on some of these bowl games that are coming up.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Let's do it. We got a. I saw like a whole big list on Twitter.
I got it right here. Uh, okay, here we go. So let's see what game. So of course we got UNLV going to the Art of Sport LA Bowl facing Cal and
Mhm.
SoFi Stadium. Um, what are you thinking? How are you feeling?
I think this is gonna be a tough game. I think Cal has been a pretty decent team. Obviously with the news of Barry Odom going to Purdue, I know we're
Mm,
gonna talk about that here in a little bit. It's tough, you know. You starting to see a couple of the guys entering the transfer portal, so obviously they're not gonna play. But you know, I'm always going to ride with the UNLV Rebels. I think they're going to play some inspired football. I know the OC's still there. I know he's not the interim head coach, which I thought was a little surprising. But I guess I forgot the gentleman's name that they gave it to. He does have a little bit more experience, so I'm gonna ride with UNLV, man. I think you're gonna get some fans going to this game. You know, it is in LA. It's only about a 3 hour drive, man. So yeah, I'm going to go with UNLV. I think it'll be a close game. I think it could be a high scoring game. I could see it being like maybe like a 48 to like 45 type game.
yeah, I agree. I got UNLV in a high scoring game. I think Haj Malik wants to end on a good, you know, good terms and good end. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna roll with the UNLV winning a high scoring game, like a I don't know 35-31 game.
Okay.
The Las Vegas Bowl, we got Texas A&M versus USC. Who do you got, sir?
Texas A&M about to trash USC. Sorry, sorry, USC going through too much right now. Starting quarterback and he ended being going into the transfer portal and all that. So Texas A&M, they're a good team, man. They're pretty solidified. So I think Texas A&M will demolish USC.
I agree. The Pop Tarts Bowl, we got Iowa State versus Miami.
Cam Ward did say he was going to play in this game. So as long as Cam Ward is playing, I'm taking Miami. I think Miami goes in. And I think they win. I think it's going to be a really good game. But Iowa State, they've
Mhm.
been kind of struggling a little bit heading towards the end of the year. So, but you know, I think Cam Ward and his offense are going to end on a high note, and he's going to go sailing off into the NFL, man, on a high note. So I'm gonna go with Cam Ward in Miami.
The Alamo Bowl, we got BYU versus Colorado. Prime said that everybody is playing. I don't care who it is. So, what you got?
I think this game could be one of the better games outside of the playoffs. Like BYU is a really, really good team, man. They are.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really high scoring. The only thing I just need Shador Sanders just stay healthy, my brother. Stay healthy, get you ready. You know what I mean? You're gonna get top tier quality love out here in Las Vegas. You already know. You come out here all the time. So, but I got Colorado winning in a high scoring game. I think Travis Hunter gets a key stop. And I got Colorado winning. Let's go 40-35.
I got Colorado smoking BYU.
Okay, I ain't mad.
Smoking session. I got them 45-21.
Okay, okay, I ain't mad at that.
The Music City Bowl, you got my Tigers, my Mizzou Tigers facing Iowa.
Who you got? Don't ask me who you got.
I got Missouri. I'm only gonna ride with Missouri
You don't sound so confident in that shit, bro. Come on, man.
because I don't know. I don't think Luther Burden is playing. I don't know.
Why would he play? There ain't no reason for him to play in this shit.
Man.
I think Missouri should win. I think they'll win. Iowa's going to give them a tough game just based on the. You know what? I lied. I got Iowa.
I knew you was gonna switch up on me.
Nah, you know why? You know
Damn.
why I got Iowa? Because they always take these bowl games real serious, bro. I feel like all their players always play. That defense always shows up, and they always play really good. They always play like in the New Year's Six bowl game. So I'm gonna go Iowa, man. I just think they'll win this game. I don't know why. I feel like they always win bowl games.
Stop the Brady book, man. Show them why you Brady. The Relay Quest Bowl, Alabama versus Michigan.
There's so many. Like, well, one day we're gonna have the Cris and Mal podcast bowl. Like, we need to do that. I don't know who wins this game. I don't know. I'm gonna say Michigan because I just think Bama's just so stuck on not making the playoffs. I think their main focus has been on that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they lost maybe a player or two to the transfer portal. I don't know if they were like starters or anything like that. I'm not really too in depth on their roster, but I'm gonna go with Michigan. You know what I mean? I think this is a toss-up type of game. I don't know if Jalen Milroy is going to play in this game. I would assume he probably would not, but we'll see. We shall see.
Then you had the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, Louisville versus Washington. I got Louisville.
I'm gonna go Washington.
Oh, and of course, I got Alabama in the other game.
Okay.
The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl got South Carolina versus Illinois.
I'm going South Carolina.
Me too. Then you got the Kinder's Texas Bowl, Baylor versus LSU.
I'm gonna go LSU. I'm gonna go LSU over Baylor.
Me too. You got the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Duke versus Ole Miss. I got Ole Miss smoking them.
Yeah, I got Ole Miss smoking them too.
You know what game might be really good? This Duke Mayo Bowl, Minnesota versus Virginia Tech. This is gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, I think yeah. Yo, shout out to Buffalo versus Liberty. They get to go to the Bahamas, bro. Yo, shout out to them.
I know.
At least they get that shit. They ain't going to Mainsling, Rhode Island or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? They're going to the Bahamas. They get to go to like be on the beach. Like, you know, shout out to them. Like, if I'm not in a playoff game, send me to like Miami, Bahamas, LA, Vegas, you know, something like that. Don't send me to like Boise, Idaho. I'm okay, bro. Sorry. No. I'll even do Dallas. I'll even do maybe Dallas or Houston or something.
Shout out to my people in Boise, Idaho.
No, yeah, shout out to y'all, man. I don't mean that in disrespect, but like let's call a spade, bro. Like
he said, y'all don't even want to be there.
I know. Hey, look. I know Boise probably has some nice scenery though. I know they do. I've heard that a lot about Idaho, Wyoming. I heard especially Montana. I heard Montana is like very, very beautiful. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's expensive out there too.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like hell, Kanye did what fucking what's that album he did out there? I don't know. He loved it. He loved it though, man. So shout out to everybody up there, man. One day I'll visit y'all. Hopefully y'all don't mistake me for like a deer or something. Shoot my ass. But,
All right, man. Let's talk about this Heisman Trophy ceremony is coming up. It's this week, right?
Yeah, it's this Saturday. Yep.
This Saturday we got the Heisman.
Did they announce the finalists yet?
I think they did.
Oh no, they announced it tonight. They announced the finalists tonight.
Well, we pretty much know it. Probably gonna be Travis, Ashton Jeanty, Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward.
That's it. That's all it should be.
No Shador?
Oh yeah, Shador is the winner. I mean, he's not the winner, but yeah, Shador should be in there too. Yeah, Shador should be there too.
Yeah. So the question is, should Ashton Jeanty win the Heisman? Now, I know he ran well over 2,000 yards. I think he had about 2,500 yards.
2,497.
Okay.
2,497.
How many touchdowns did he have?
30 total TDs. 29 rushing, one catch.
Okay. And then Travis Hunter, with everybody's perennial favorite, I think he had like 1,100 and some yards.
Like he had 92 receptions. 92 receptions with his fifth ranked, 1,152 yards, which is sixth ranked, and 14 TDs, which is second ranked. 31 total tackles, 21 solo tackles, 11 assisted tackles, 11 Passes deflected, one forced fumble, 4 interceptions, and then he only allowed 20 receptions and 187 yards and 1 TD all season playing on the defensive side.
Nice. Look, I think what Ashton Genty did was amazing. I think he is a first round pick. I know people think, oh, running backs shouldn't be first round picks. Well, I think he's a first round pick.
100%.
Um, if you're Dallas, don't even overthink it. Just go ahead and get him. He will help your offense. He will help. He will get Dak Prescott back to being Dak Prescott when he had a prime Ezekiel Elliott. So that's what you need. That's what y'all need for that offense. Whoever the coach is, y'all need to get a great running back to go with Dak Prescott. But Travis Hunter is amazing. I was listening to Mel Kiper and Phil Yates on their little draft breakdown show, and who they had their top prospects or whatever. Both of them had Travis Hunter, and they were talking about Travis Hunter. And Greeny was the host, and he asked an interesting question. He said that if Travis Hunter didn't play both sides, would he be their number one prospect? Well, Phil Yates said no. Mel Kiper said yes, and he made an interesting point. He said, because at the end of the day, if Travis, let's say he didn't play receiver, he would concentrate more on being a corner, and he'd probably be that much more better. And you can't get no better than what he is already. And same thing with wide receiver. If he plays strictly wide receiver, he would spend more time running routes and doing all this other stuff instead of being on the defensive side, learning how to do his technique on that. He would put more time into playing wide receiver. He would be that much more better at playing wide receiver. So I'm saying that to say that going into this Heisman race, that bro is just that good on both sides. He's great at both sides.
Yeah.
Now, the way it plays out in the NFL, we'll see. Because him playing all the snaps, I can't see him doing that in that league. That league, they beat you up too much. They hit you too much. You're hitting grown men in there, especially if you're playing on the defensive side. You got to hit dudes like Derrick Henry and guys like that. So, and you got Pacheco running down there, running all crazy towards you and all this other stuff. So that's going to take a toll on your body. So, and then the way the schedules are structured now, it's not like college where you get 2 bye weeks and you can rest a little bit and all that stuff. No. NFL is a little bit different, sir. So, I got Travis Hunter winning this Heisman. I think it's his. It should be his. They should just go ahead and put his name on it right now. Shout out to Ashton Genty. Shout out to Cam Ward. Shout out to Shador Sanders. Shout out to Dylan Gabriel. They all had great seasons. I know Shador won the Johnny Unitas Award for, I think that's the best quarterback in the nation. Well deserved. He is the best quarterback in the nation. He should be the number one quarterback taken off the board. I love Cam Ward. Shador should be the number one quarterback taken off the board. I don't care if it's your team or the Giants. Don't overthink it. Just take them.
No, I agree.
So, but yeah, I got Travis Hunter. We've never seen anything like Travis Hunter. We've seen resemblance of it, but we've never seen nothing like Travis, who plays 100% of the snaps on both sides of the ball. Yes, Champ Bailey, he played a little bit of packages on offense and played corner, and he was a great corner, but he didn't play like this.
Charles Woodson,
Same thing. Charles Woodson didn't do this. And think of even Deion didn't do this. And Deion was great, but Deion wasn't great at wide receiver. Do I think Deion, if he had spent time trying to be a wide receiver, could he have been great? Yes. But he didn't like playing offense, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This kid likes both. So he's the clear-cut Heisman Trophy. I know I've heard all you guys out there talking about Ashton Genty and, what he's done, and it's been amazing. But Travis Hunter, what he did is that's a once in a lifetime thing. I don't think we'll ever, I ain't gonna say ever, but it's gonna be a while since we see a Travis Hunter type who can play both sides of the football at an A+ level.
Travis Hunter could be like the Steph Curry of football. Like he could set a trend on how future players are going to be. You know what I mean? where they might go into, because it offers you a wide range of what you can do. It'll never sell you short of options as far as like, you know, contracts and all that type of stuff. Like, you're not just getting me as a cornerback, you're getting me as an elite wide receiver, which Travis Hunter was. Like, and Ashton Genty, like, he's having a great year. You know what I mean? As I said, 24, almost 2,500 yards, 30 total TDs and about 13 games played. An amazing, amazing year. You know what I mean? One of the top rushing years of all, single season of all. But it's not foreign, though. You know what I mean? I got a list right here. Kevin Smith, 2,567 yards back in 2007 for UCF. He 14 games played. He had a total of 30 TDs. Melvin Gordon, back in Wisconsin in 2014, he had 2,587 yards in 14 games with 32 total TDs. And then probably the greatest college running back of all time, Barry Sanders, had 2,628 yards in 1988 in 11 games with 37 total TDs. So, like, yeah, Ashton Genty is having a great, great year, but it's not like it's foreign. Travis Hunter is foreign. He's an elite cornerback, defensive back, and he's an elite wide receiver who played over 98% of the snaps. You would assume, minus the one game that he missed due to injury. But for the most part, Travis Hunter is playing every snap on that field, and he's, for doing that and for the yardage and the catches and TDs he got on the offensive side, and only allowing 20 receptions, 187 yards, and 1 TD all season against some of the talent that he had to go. It wasn't like he was going against chumps. Like, these are a lot of explosive offensive teams that he had to go up against, and he clearly dominated. So I think Travis Hunter should easily win this. I get it. You know what I mean? We don't want to shit on the year that Ashton Genty has had. Like, we need to salute that, and he needs to win all the rushing awards that are available to him. But at the end of the day, this award should go to Travis Hunter, and it should easily go to Travis Hunter. And there's no disrespect and no slight to Ashton Genty, but that's just the reality of this situation. And that's just the way it is. But I do have a question for you. Who do you think will be the higher draft pick for fantasy? Do you think it would be a Travis Hunter, or do you think it would be an Ashton Genty? Or do you even think it could be George Sanders or a Cam Ward? Who do you think will be the highest for
fantasy? It's gonna be Genty, because he's a running back, and running backs hold more value in fantasy football.
Even more so than Cam or Shador?
Yeah.
If like
you pick when you pick quarterbacks last, pretty much in the fantasy league.
Some people do pick, like, we see what Josh Allen. I'm not saying Shador Sanders or Cam Ward are going to be doing what Josh Allen did, and I have a whole conversation about that. But we see what Jaden Daniels has been doing. You know what I mean? I think you could say, minus Saquon and Derrick Henry, he's probably been more of a fantasy higher up than a lot of these running backs have. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it's just a thought.
Yeah. No, it's a possibility.
I think Ashton Genty will be. Where do you see Ashton Genty going? Do you think where do you think he goes as far as like drafting running backs? Do you think he will go in the top 5 of running backs? Do you think top 10
in the fantasy? draft?
Yeah. Soon. I know it's a little early, but
because next year you'll think Saquon,
Derrick probably still be up
Derrick Henry.
I got Jameer
a healthy Pacheco,
Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery's up there. Dave. You still got Williams. You still got James Conner, Tracy Jr. now, Ryan Robinson. He's been playing really good when he's been healthy. Chuba Hubbard
next year.
Hubbard's been Najee Harris. I hate Najee, but he's been playing pretty good. So
I think by next year, what's your name? Bucky Irvin. He's definitely
Bucky Irvin. Yeah, he's gonna be up there. Bijan Robinson. Let's not forget him. So it's a lot of really decent run. Jonathan Taylor. You know what I mean? You still got Aaron Jones. He's out there cooking. Josh Jacobs is still cooking with them. Nick Chubb coming back off that knee injury. I think we all expect him to bounce back. We've seen it before.
Yeah. So I personally, I can see him probably like top 25.
I just think the allure of Ashton Genty, it all depends on where he goes. Now, if he goes to Dallas, are you going to be confident that they're going to give him the ball the amount of times that they need to?
I think
I don't
so.
know. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
do.
We shall
And
see.
it depends on who's the coach.
Who's the coach? I agree with that. Who's the coach? Like, so we'll see.
If it's Vrabel, they running them to the ground.
I think the worst kept secret is Vrabel's going to be the Raiders coach. I think he's going to be the Raiders coach. I low key wouldn't be surprised if they just keep my man with Dallas.
Who, McCarthy?
Yeah, I won't be surprised. You're starting to hear more and more rumors that Bill Belichick could go to North Carolina right now.
No, I heard him on Pat McAfee how he talked about what kind of program he would run and what he wants to do, like, kind of be like that bridge the gap type thing for the kids going to the NFL, and not just the NFL, but just be like, business minded to the next level and just teaching them how to be young men after life and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was a good business model, man.
He got a young girlfriend, so he loved being around the young people. You know what I mean? So that fits right there, bro. She can go to all the college parties while he,
Relax.
That's what you talking about?
Relax, man. He likes to be around the young people because he got a young girlfriend.
Nah, I don't mean it like that, but he do got a young girlfriend though. Like, let's not call it like it's a legit shit. I'm not saying he on like no pedo shit. I'm not saying that at all. Like, I think Bill Belichick he's one of the best of all time, man. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like North Carolina, I'm pretty shocked by North Carolina. I figured he might have went for like a bigger program. Like, you got.
Well, I guess his dad used to coach there.
Oh, okay. So there's some.
He was an assistant coach, but he used to coach there because I got a picture of Belichick like in the stands. He's about 3.
I wouldn't be mad though at Bill Belichick though, because I know it's kind of off topic of what we're talking about, but I think in reality though, like, he's accomplished so much in the NFL. Why not try to take a new challenge on? You know what I mean? He'll be very familiar as far as, like, we all know that the college game, especially college football, is going to go into like some kind of salary cap system, with everything going on with the NIL money. So it's not like that's going to be foreign to him. He dealt with that in the NFL. And now you got college kids who are going to be ready to listen to you. I know they're making money, but it's not like professional players. But you're gonna get young kids that are going to look at him like he's the greatest of all time. Like, it's not like he's too old enough where young kids aren't going to be familiar with who Bill Belichick is. So I think it could be a great situation for North Carolina and them, like, and it could put them in the map. Like, I think they could get some strong recruits. You know what I mean? You're going to get a lot of recruits wanting to go there because he's going to get them ready for the NFL. So you're going to get a lot of pro style guys going to that college, man. I think they could be a scary team in the ACC. I think Dabo would be really worried if Bill Belichick were to get that job. I think he should really be worried because I think he could steal a lot of his potentials.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. Like I said, the way he sold himself today on Pat McAfee, I bet you a lot of people was like, really? Okay.
He's gonna have many job opportunities. I know that. So he will be working next year.
Guys like that, now that I think about it, guys like Belichick, they've accomplished so much.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Right. What's there left to prove?
It's just kind of like now he just wants to be a teacher type deal. He probably won't be as hard on these kids as he is on grown men. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna get that full-fledged, like, they're gonna allow him to do whatever he wants at UNC. He's gonna get the bag at UNC. The pressure, I don't think there's gonna be any pressure for him at all. You know what I mean? Compared to, like, let's say if he were to go to Dallas, like, in that situation, like, nah. I think it's a win-win for him, and I think he can just teach the game that he loves, coach the game that he loves, to some young kids that are just want to be better. You know what I mean? So it's not like the professional athlete. You know what I mean? You're not going to get too many egos on a college team. So there's going to be big turnout for UNC too. Big turnout. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Come to UNLV.
Right, man. We ain't coming in damn UNLV.
We broke.
Let's give our US surefire picks, man. We're broke.
Well, we are though. We can't even keep the coach we got now. Shit, off of $2 million. That's crazy.
We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, man. What do you like, man?
All right, man. I'm not touching the Cowboy Bengal game. I'm not touching that though. Even though I think the Simpson thing is pretty dope, I'm gonna check it out though. So I did strictly NBA Cup games because Tuesday and Wednesday we get the NBA Cup. NBA comes out here Saturday through Tuesday. So excited about that. So for the first game, I got the Bucks -7.5 over the Magic. I think with the no Paulo's going to be playing. Paulo won't be playing, and then Franz Wagner just recently got injured. He's going to be out indefinitely, probably for the next month or two. So I got the Bucks. I think the Bucks have been playing really well. They're getting healthier. Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Dame. So I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna take the Thunder -4 over the Mavs. I just think Thunder are just a better team, so I got them. I got the Knicks money line over the Hawks. Be careful with the Hawks though. The Hawks they've been playing really good. Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, Ricochet, like they all been playing really good. I just think the Knicks are a better team, especially the starting five wise. And I just think they're just more seasoned, so it's gonna be hard for them to deal with Cat. And then as a surprise, I got the Warriors +2.5. I know the Warriors have not been playing really good ball. The Rockets have been playing amazing ball, but I think with Draymond Green coming off the bench and you got Kuminga in the starting lineup, I think that puts a little bit of fire. Yo, Rudy Gobert got cooked by Draymond Green. Draymond Green crossed Rudy Gobert up. If you're not seeing the video, look up the video, bro. It was nasty work. Rudy Gobert does not deserve to be a defensive player.
I think I saw. I think you posted it.
I posted it. He got cooked by Draymond Green. Is insane. Anyways. Yeah. So yeah, that's my 4, man. So I'm excited for the NBA Cup, man, and shit, maybe going to the game on Saturday, at least the West game. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see about
that. Yeah, I am gonna bet on tonight's game. I think I implore you to take Cincinnati money line in the over.
I see them.
Take the over on yards for passing for Burrows, and take the over on the yards receiving for Jamar Chase. And also take the over on the touchdowns for Joe Burrow too. If you go to any of our social media platforms, you'll see the link for the BetUS app or website. You click on it. First time users only. Make a deposit of $100 up to $5,000. You sign up. You put in the promo code. Join 125, get 125% signing bonus plus 10% gambler's insurance because they got other things on the website. And if you get a signing bonus of 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 deposits, which means that if you bet $100 3 times straight and you lose, you keep your money. So what better way than to go bet? You can win money or you can keep your money. So go to BetUS, sign up, and tell them Cris and Mal sent you. And that will do it for our BetUS Surefire picks. All right, let's get into it. Barry Odom has announced yesterday that he is leaving UNLV to go coach Purdue Boilermakers, the Big Ten. This was speculated earlier in the day, and it came to fruition later in that afternoon that he was leaving and going to Purdue. Before we get into what's next for UNLV, I wanted to get your initial thoughts on how you feel about Barry Odom leaving.
Is it disappointing? Yeah, but am I mad at him? No. At the end of the day, congratulations to Barry Odom. Like at the end of the day, he's gonna get his bag. Oh, the thing with it is that's disappointing is that we re-signed with the Mountain West. We suppose we got this big bag. Where is that bag at? Why couldn't you guys offer him $2 more million, $3 more million when you just did the whole re-sign with Mountain West? Why didn't you guys go to the Pac-12? Like, I low-key think they should have, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I think that's the only disappointing fact about it, that they couldn't just offer him $2 million more to try to keep him. But I'm not mad at him. I get it. Like, it is disappointing coming off the year. We would hope that Barry Odom would have stayed. I remember you said something about maybe his kids signed on to be UNLV.
Yeah, I thought they did.
Yeah, well, guess not. So at the end of the day, man, congratulations to Barry Odom. Do I think the Purdue job is a better job than UNLV? I do not think so. Like, it's not like I get it. Purdue has somewhat of a program, back in the Drew Brees days and stuff like that, but they're not no dominant program. I think UNLV's probably looked better than them the last couple of years anyway. So, and then just this overall cities. Like, would you rather live in Vegas or would you rather live where Purdue is at? Like, let's just say. But at the end of the day, it is what it is.
And then Indiana.
I don't know where Purdue is, so I don't know where it is on the map. Sorry, I don't know. But that's no disrespect. But man, shout out to Barry Odom, man. I hope he does well out there. I have no ill intent.
Wait, it's in Chicago. No, it's in Indiana. Yeah, it's in West Lafayette, Indiana.
West Lafayette, Indiana. Shout out to everybody in
Mhm.
West Lafayette, Indiana, man. I know y'all got shooters out there, so I'm not gonna fix shit.
Shooters.
So I'm not gonna talk about y'all, man. So
It's
shout out
not
to y'all.
Gary, Indiana. It's Gary,
Yeah,
man.
everybody in Indiana, man. I heard they got some shooters out there, bro. Like, so I just don't want no smoke, bro. So if I ever go to Indiana, man, it's all love, man. For real. So, yeah, man. Shout out to y'all. So good luck to Barry Odom, man. It sucks. We're starting to see a couple of these players leave as well too. So, curious to see what happens for the future of UNLV. But I can't be mad
What,
at Barry.
what are you thinking, man? Where do we go from here? Do we see what this guy does in this bowl game? The wide receiver coach is going to be the interim coach.
Yeah.
He's an older gentleman. I forgot his name. Sorry about that. Or do they go with the Marion guy, the OC? Do they bring him in? Maybe he brings in some young recruits. He's a young guy himself. He's familiar with the team. He knows what's up. Maybe you get some youthful, you know, kids that want to come over and run that offense that he has. Do you feel like he has enough in him to run a whole team? Or do you go outsource? Maybe you go holler at the John Gruden. Maybe you go holler at somebody, and get one of these other guys.
Well, I think it has. Well, I think with Coach Brennan Marion, obviously you would like for him to be, because we see what he's going to be in the future. I think the Matthew Sluka thing may have hurt him in the instance, because I think he was the coach that promised him the extra 100 or whatever. That was the rumor. And then, that kind of started the whole trickling effect. You know what I mean? So maybe that might have been a good look for him. If it's true, that's just the allegations that I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not. So, but at the end of the day, I think he would be the bright young mind that you would want him. Not to shit on my man that is the interim head coach now, but if we're gonna pick anybody that was on the current staff, I would rather have it be the OC. Number one, we got to figure out if we can even keep him, because there's rumors about him potentially getting offers to bigger schools, and him getting more money. So we even got to see if we can even keep him right now. So if we lose him, I think that would be really, really bad. But as far as like getting anybody else, like a John Gruden, it has to come from UNLV getting the money to be able to do that. Like, they're gonna have to find a way to get the financials correct so they can actually put this program in the light that needs to be. Like, we see the potentials of this program and where it could go. Like, they can literally dominate the Mountain West alongside of Boise State. We know Boise State is always going to be there, but they can actually compete with this team. But the city of Las Vegas needs to find a way to back this team up. You have a whole bunch of dollars from these casinos and other factions and entities in Las Vegas, that for them not to be able to give them just $2 million extra to Barry Odom to try to keep him here, it's kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was like quick, like Barry Odom, like the game finished, we're into the weekend, Barry Odom's gone before Monday. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a problem. I think that's a real true problem. Like, especially to the likes of going to a Purdue. No disrespect to Purdue. Like, if it was like going to like maybe like a TCU, or like, maybe like a Washington or a USC or like a bigger time program, I would understand that. Like, that's an opportunity you cannot like just lose out on. But a UNLV to Purdue like transfer, I think I don't see the benefit of that. Purdue is not one of those top programs in the Big Ten. They're kind of like non-existent. They're in there like with like Northwestern and stuff like that. They're not competing with the Oregons and the USCs and the Penn States and the Michigan States. They're not even sniffing the Minnesotas right now. Like, they're in the gutter. So, and I'm not saying Barry Odom can't do a good job, but it's going to be really tough in the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? So for him to go to the Big Ten in that kind of situation, I don't get it. So I don't know where they get the money from. They could try to go get John Gruden. I know he wants to coach regardless of where it's at. And then maybe that might be the best shot to get like a coach with a big name because of just so much baggage that comes with him with everything that's happened after the Raiders situation. So they should try it, but I'll be shocked. I think we're gonna get a coach that it's either Brennan or a coach that's up and coming, new, and we've never heard of before.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
What about you?
Yeah, they were. Look, I kind of understand why. What's your name left? Barry Odom left. He's used to being in those bigger conference. He came from Missouri, where he had a solid. He was solid with Missouri. He was okay. He wasn't great. He had made the program respectful. But he ended up getting fired, and then he ended up in UNLV. Built that program up. Um, I get it. He wants to be in the bigger conferences that probably has the bigger, I guess, resources. It's almost like Dion going to Colorado. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have more resources than Jackson State. So
Yeah.
the boosters are probably a little bit more, I know Purdue's not a prominent, prestigious like football school. They got, they have some decent, they're a decent squad. Not this year. They were terrible. They 1-11. So, but I guess they're looking at that Barry Odom. He built up UNLV. He'll do the same thing with Purdue. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
UNLV was just in the gutter 2 years ago too. They were Purdue. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he figures they have more resources, they have more money, and especially in the Big Ten, and they're gonna give them. Obviously they're gonna do what they need to get the recruits I need to get to come to this program. And he's already got guys entering the transfer portal. The Burrell running back, he ran the only touchdown in the championship game. He's transferring.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably not going to be the first domino to fall. Hopefully, Jaden Thomas doesn't leave. Uh, some of those, defensive players don't leave. But
Yeah.
and they just got all these kids all the recruitments to come over and sign. For signing day, hopefully, they keep those kids.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see, like you said, what's his name, Brennan Marion.
Yeah. Brendan Marion. Yep.
Was I wouldn't be mad if they kept him just to have some familiarity and just know that offense is still going to be there. You
Mm-hmm.
lose him, now you got to get a whole new coaching staff.
Whole new identity. Yep.
So I would do everything in my power to keep him.
Yeah. I think
And
he's the
still,
key.
I saw people blaming him for the championship game. That wasn't his fault. He
Nah,
was
nah.
putting them kids in position to win that game. To me,
I hate to say it. That was all on Hodge, man. That was
that
all on
was Hodge.
that was all Hodge.
Now you
I
want
don't
to
I
complain,
don't
and
blame
then
the
even
line.
and then they try to blame all the penalties. That's a head coaching thing. That's not the OC's job.
Yeah.
You should be blaming Barry Odom for them when they got to the red zone to having that false start and ultimately messing up that scoring drive. Like
Yeah.
that's a Barry Odom thing. He's the one that's supposed to get them disciplined. So
Right.
I'm not gonna put that on the OC. He calls the plays, yeah, on offense, but he doesn't control the penalties. So I don't know. I just think if you want to keep this identity, at least keep the offensive identity on this team. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the defensive coordinator goes, I don't know if he's gonna go with Barry Odom or if he stays, but they got to try to keep some sense of familiarity on this team. So I would do whatever I can to keep the OC there.
Yeah. No, I
And
agree.
hopefully this doesn't leave a bad taste in his mouth that they didn't name him interim coach.
Yeah.
Because he could feel some type of way about that. Like
Nah, yeah, for real.
you want to hire me as the head coach, but you don't make me the interim coach for the ball game. Like what are we doing?
Yeah, I was shocked by that though. I really was. Like you got to give him a look. You know what I mean? Like you give him a solid.
and unless he's already told them I'm out. I'm I'm leaving.
That's the only
So
thing I
I'm
could
mad.
consider. Like, I think Brennan should have easily been the coordinator, but
Yeah.
I say there's a lot of rumors of him getting a lot of great offers at other colleges, man. That I just
Mhm.
don't think that UNLV is going to have the opportunity to, like, if you can't pay your coach close to $4 million, you're not going to get a great coach. You're not going to keep a great coach. If you can't pay one of these offensive coordinators like 1.5, $2 million a year, you're not going to keep these. You're not going to keep them. Like, they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to get that money, and if he has to go to Salem, Wisconsin, he's going to go to Salem, Wisconsin to go be the offensive coordinator of whatever school that's going to pay him that money. So he deserves that. But I said that's the only way UNLV is going to be consistently great. Like, we're just going to always have those roller coaster rides with this team where it's gonna take them a while to build it back up and become a great program. Just fall back flat on the face. So we'll see. Yeah, UNLV has to figure it out. They made that call to stay in the Mountain West and get all this money, but where is it going to? That's the question.
Yeah, I agree. In their pocket. Huh? I ain't saying nothing.
I won't be surprised.
All right, man. Let's talk a little baseball, man. I told y'all Juan Soto was going to the New York Mets. I called it. I told y'all. Y'all talking about the LA Dodgers. He gonna stay home with the Yankees. No, the hell he was not. Yes, of course. The 15 years, $765 million. That'll make my ass leave too. But also, Juan did not want to share, and I know me and Maul talked about this, and he's like, "Oh, he's been playing better than Aaron Judge." But it's just the thing about being the only face of the team. He would
Mm-hmm.
have to share that limelight with Aaron Judge, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, Aaron Judge, he got the look. He's 6'7", he's a pretty boy from Cali, laid back, chill. They like that type of stuff. They like that
Mm-hmm.
wholesome look. Juan Soto was straight, I don't know where he's from, but still.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think he wanted to be a face of an organization. He wanted to be the guy. He's the one who shows up in playoffs, not this dude. I
Yeah.
was keeping this team afloat.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't want to pay me what I'm deserving, but the Mets do. I'm gonna go to the Mets. And by the way, Boston Red Sox, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. You cheap bastards. Do y'all want to compete anymore? Do you want to compete?
Why would they
What
offer
are we
him?
doing? I don't know if they offered him anything. I'm just saying. Boston is cheap. They don't be paying
Used to not be
nobody.
cheap.
So
They used to not be cheap. You know what I mean? I don't
no,
know
they
what.
didn't. When Steinbrink was alive, they had to compete. Now they cheap. So I'm just saying. For y'all not to try to at least throw the bag at Juan Soto and try to compete again. This is ridiculous. But shout out to the Mets, all my Queens people out there, you know what I'm saying? They root for the Mets. Y'all got y'all a good one. Y'all got y'all a dude that can get y'all through them playoff runs. If Juan Soto was on the Mets, y'all would have went to the World Series.
And still lost to the Dodgers. Nah, they would have lost to the
Probably.
Dodgers. They would have lost to the Dodgers, man. They
Think
would have lost
so?
to the Dodgers regardless. Yeah, Dodgers are just too good, bro. Especially with, like, you see the ammunition that they're getting this year. Like Francisco,
Yeah, I know.
like, look, I do like Juan Soto, like, leaving the. It wasn't just for $5 million. From what I heard, this contract could inflate to over $800 million. From what I was told, due to incentives and all that. So, like, he can potentially be getting $800 million out of this deal. So that's a good $50 million difference, which I think people would probably be like, all right, kick rocks, Yankees. I'm gonna go across go across the bridge and go to Queens, man, and go to be with the Mets. So I get it. Yankee fans are really salty right now. Juan Soto was pretty much their MVP of the playoffs. Aaron Judge, he has a lot to prove in the playoffs.
He
Um,
does.
the Yankees have a lot of things to figure out, and what with their organization, they got to figure out their pitching, they got to figure out their lineup. Some people even want Aaron Boone to be gone, but I think he's staying, if I'm not mistaken. But at the end of the day, man, we all know the Dodgers are probably the most loaded team in all of baseball right now, and they're only going to get more loaded. I mean, you got Blake Snell. I think they just signed him a couple weeks ago. You got the young Japanese pitcher that everybody already is claiming that he already made the decision to go to the Dodgers. You already got Shohei Ohtani. You're going to get Glasgow back healthy. I'm assuming Kershaw, even though Kershaw really didn't do much this year, you're still going to have him as an arm. A lot of the players that were injured, they had a lot of injuries last year too. They're going to get them back. But Juan Soto with Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso, that's going to be a lineup. You know what I mean? They do have pitchers too. So like, look, the Mets are going to be in there. It's going to be very interesting to see how they compete with the Phillies and the Dodgers and all that. I would assume it makes them they're not going to be the favorites. They're not going to be over the Dodgers, but I would assume they'll probably be number 2. I think you think this puts them ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies?
I think they are like right on the same.
You think they're the same? Yeah, I'll probably say they're right the same. Yeah.
Do you think they make another move now that they don't get Juan Soto?
Who, the Yankees?
Now that they're losing Juan Soto, do you think they go out there and go trade for a big?
They're gonna have to figure something out. I don't know who you can go get. I don't know who will be available right now. I don't know what's up with Chaz. I don't know if he's signed on for them next year or if he's a free agent or anything like that. But I don't know.
What's the dude that plays in Toronto?
Oh, I forgot his name. Vlad. I feel like it has to be like a name but he can never stay healthy. It's like a Mike Trout type shit. You know what I mean? But he never.
I was thinking of Mike Trout, but I'm like, dude,
fucking healthy though, man. Like he's hurt before fucking 4th of July.
The only thing that would be a good move for both sides really would be now Mike Trout don't have to be the man. He wouldn't have to be he could hide behind the Aaron Judge.
Because Aaron Judge can't show up in the goddamn playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But maybe Mike Trout might be more suited for playoff baseball. You know what I mean? And it takes the pressure away from Aaron Judge. But that's been the biggest problem. Like Aaron Judge, like he can get you to the playoffs. It's just, you know what I mean? And they do have some pitching issues as well. So
yeah.
I was trying to see who's the man you talking about on you said the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Trying to see. Talking about Vladimir Guerrero?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like get him? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. I don't know if the Cubs got anybody. I know they were talking about getting rid of some cats over there.
Maybe holler at the Padres and go get Fernando Tatis.
Nah, they're not doing that. Fernando Tatis.
He's their guy.
You're gonna have to find some. Maybe try to like pick up some small shit. I don't know. They're gonna have to figure something out. Like because right now the Yankees are just. It's a big hole in their lineup now.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. Before we signed Bobby Witt Jr., I thought he was gonna be a Yankee for sure.
He just signed with y'all, right?
Yeah, we signed a year deal with him.
He's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Yankees do. I don't know who will be available or who.
I mean, they're still gonna be good. They're still gonna be right there. So
are they though? Like the Orioles are really good. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. Like obviously the Red Sox are terrible. Like they haven't been relevant in a while now.
Look, I expect my Royals to improve. I expect the Baltimore Orioles to still be there. Detroit, they're gonna be better. Detroit's problem is they don't have the guy.
They got a lot of guys. They got a lot of guys.
They play good small ball. That's what they do. Yeah. They are RBI kings over there, but they don't have a dude that can hit. Mm-hmm. And you can't throw it to this guy. Like Bobby Witt Jr. was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Juan Soto and Aaron Judge were not in the playoffs, but you know what I mean. Like those are those guys that they can hit one out of the park.
Right.
Detroit don't have that, and that's what Detroit needs.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna carry some momentum going into next year, though. Like,
Cleveland's
gonna be really good. I expect Kansas City. Obviously, I think y'all could take a lead. I think Baltimore's gonna be good. We don't know what's up with the Red Sox or the Rays. Like, you never know. Like, I don't expect much from them, but We've seen it before. Even like look at Tampa Bay. We've seen it before with them where they have a bad year and then they end up having one of the best records going in the season. So, you know what I mean? I just don't see it. Like Houston, you know, they're kind of, I don't know if they're getting old in the tooth or something like that. Maybe that could be a situation where maybe they look at one of their players if they don't start off strong next year. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Rangers, like, you know what I mean? They didn't have the year coming off of that World Series championship that they expected this past year. So, you know, we got to see what's up. You know, maybe there might be some players available before the trade deadline that the Yankees can like snag up. I don't see anything as far as like this off season that they can answer with this loss right now. I can't see it. That's a big bet to lose.
Yeah, definitely.
This maybe one of their young guys in the you know, AAA can step up. I don't know if they have some really interesting prospects in their AAA.
You can't trust no team in the AL Central. The only team that is consistent is Cleveland, and what cost him this year was the closer was unusually bad. Come on, Mark, man, you have more faith than our Royals, man.
You're like, nah, fuck that.
This regime spends money, not like the last regime. They cheap as hell. All right, man. Let me ask you a question. Who has more pressure to win the Super Bowl this season? Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, or everybody's favorite, Josh Allen?
Shit. Right now, the way Eagles fans are talking, it's got to be Jalen Hurts. I think it's blasphemous what they're kind of saying right now. I get it. Like, you know, you expect them to play a little bit better, but I do think the Panthers have been playing really, really great ball the last month of the season. So, but I'm gonna say it has to be Lamar Jackson. I think Josh Allen kind of has an out, especially with the situation of him losing his star receiver. He has been playing pretty well, but I think he will get the benefit of the doubt with that. Jared Goff, I don't think he has any pressure on him. I don't think people put him in the same category as a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen. I think he's in a honeymoon phase with the Detroit Lions, where it's just like it's a feel good story. Like I think Jared Goff, the way he's performing up there with the likes of Lamar Jackson and the Josh Allen. He's a really, really great quarterback. Matthew Stafford, we saw yesterday, but you know, I don't see it. Jalen Hurts. It has to come down between Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. I think it's Lamar Jackson with all the MVPs and stuff like that. Like we never had any questions with him in the regular season. It's always been the playoffs with him. You know what I'm saying? So with the likes of Adam, Derrick Henry, hopefully they can figure out the situation with Deontay Johnson. You still got Zay Flowers, you got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. I get it that defense hasn't played up to par of what we're normally accustomed to with the Baltimore Ravens, but it has to be Lamar Jackson at this point. And the way they're kind of like the last couple of games, it really hasn't looked really good. They're 8-5 right now, so they're in the wild card position. I don't think they're going to get bumped out of the playoffs, but if they keep playing the route that they're going, it could cause some really serious questions, especially with the way the Miami Dolphins have been playing. They've been playing pretty good, and you can't count out the Cincinnati Bengals. I know they had some bad losses, but technically kind of still in it a little bit. They would literally have to win out and have a lot going their way, but you know, I mean, they're still technically in it. So, yeah, it has to be Lamar Jackson, man. But you know, the way Eagles fans are talking, it probably is Jalen Hurts.
I'm not mad at Lamar Jackson. I'm not even saying you're wrong for Lamar Jackson. You made every point was valid, and I agree with it. But I'm gonna go with Josh.
I know
you gotta get over that hump, player. You got to get over the hump, and we all know the hump is Mahomes. That's who always eliminates him.
Got over the hump in the regular season. He just, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. In the playoffs. And now this is two straight. Look, listen, this is 2 straight years that Kansas City Chiefs look vulnerable. They look like they can be had.
Yeah.
This is and we said this last year. Last year we said y'all better get them this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Baltimore didn't finish the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Then this year we're coming in now. every national media publication, I'm pretty sure you feel the same way, that this is the year to get the Chiefs. They look vulnerable. They don't look right. especially on offense. Yeah, defense too is leaking.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the year for Josh Allen. He needs to take he needs to get I get it. Lamar Jackson, he didn't complete the deal. He's never been to a Super Bowl. And that's why I said you're not wrong for that. As far as I agree with you with Jared Goff. I don't think there's pressure on them. Hell, Detroit, if they get to the Super Bowl and he loses, that would be an accomplishment in itself. They'll be happy just to get there. Because we
Yeah.
never in our years of living saying, "Oh, Detroit is going to go to a Super Bowl." Like, man, you crazy. So for them to be in this spot is is great. You know what I'm saying? And as far I agree with Mark as far as Jalen Hurts. I think if they don't make it, they'll just blame the head coach. This is gonna blame Nick Sirianni. He'll be the out
Oh
for
yeah,
Jalen
100%.
Hurts.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be like, oh, Jalen Hurts. No, they're gonna be like Nick Sirianni folded when we needed him to get to wherever we need to get to. So I think he has the out. As far as, but I think Josh Allen is look. Do I think they put Lamar Jackson on the pedestal? I do. And deservingly so. He's a two-time MVP, and yes, in the playoffs, he doesn't perform like he does in the regular season because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's nerves, I don't know if it's the pressure getting to him, I don't know. And you could argue that Josh Allen in a few of the games against the Chiefs, especially the 13-second game, he did enough to win that game. It's not his fault. Even last year, got him in field goal range. Field goal kicker just kicked right. But I'm just saying, if Josh Allen is going to get to that point where he can get past the Lamar Jacksons, get past everybody likes to put Joe Burrow over him, he needs to make it happen this season because this is the season where the Chiefs are the most vulnerable. Because even last year, you could say the Chiefs' defense was elite. Their defense ain't elite this year.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be the year for Buffalo to get it done. I get it. You lost your number one wide receiver, yada yada yada. You still got pretty good weapons over there. You put 42 on the Rams yesterday. So I don't think your weapons are the problem. Maybe your defense. But still,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the year where the pressure should be on Josh Allen to get it done because and like I said, you can make the case for the Baltimore Ravens too, but I think the Ravens have their own set of issues. But this is the year Josh Allen needs to get it done.
I don't know, man. I think with national media, I think they give Josh Allen a lot of excuses more than they do Lamar Jackson. Now, if you're talking about you personally, I'm not mad at it. But I think in the national media outlook of it, I think they're going to put more pressure on Lamar Jackson than Josh Allen. I think they will. I think they give a lot more excuses to Josh Allen than they do Lamar Jackson, even though I think Lamar Jackson has way more excuses than Josh Allen did. I think Josh Allen had the receivers. I think Josh Allen had the defense. He had the opportunities like to win these games, but couldn't get through. You know what I mean? You almost lost to a Dolphins team. Then you end up losing to the Chiefs when you had home field advantage. You had every opportunity to win that game and you chose not to. He's had the weapons. I don't think me and you both think Lamar Jackson hasn't had the weapons that we thought he should have. Like now he has some, like, you know what I mean? Like he has Zay Flowers, he has Mark Andrews, he has Isaiah Likely, he obviously has Derrick Henry. That's why I kind of say it, but on a personal level, yeah, I'm not. I think both of them have pressure on them to win. I think
I think it's on the same level.
it's on
I think it's on the same level of pressure.
Josh
I think
Allen
both
doesn't
of
have the MVPs behind his name.
them.
Lamar Jackson has the MVPs behind his name. He potentially before the last month and a half of the season, people were projecting him to win his third MVP. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think me and you can probably both agree. Both of these gentlemen have a high amount of pressure to get over this hump. Because sooner or later, man, somebody has to beat this Chiefs team. Sooner or later, somebody has to end this destined team.
Say that again. Say that again.
No, I think y'all a lucky ass motherfucking team. Like, but it's a reality of this shit. Y'all been dominating the AFC for a very long time. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and deny the shit. Like, y'all been to how many Super Bowls the last 6 years? Y'all been to how many AFC championships the last? Y'all won the AFC West title 8 years in a row now, 9 years in a row now, some shit like that. Whatever. Look, I'm not. Look, I hate y'all with every fiber, every hair, everything in my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate y'all, but the reality of it is that's just the case. Somebody has to grow enough big balls to beat this goddamn team. Like one of these teams in the AFC has to say, yo, I'm fucking tired of seeing this goddamn red team win the goddamn AFC. Like sooner or later, y'all gotta have to come with some fucking pride. So who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be the Baltimore Ravens this year? Is it gonna be the Pittsburgh Steelers this year? Is it gonna be the Buffalo Bills? Could it be a surprise team? Could it be the Texans if they get their shit together? I don't know. Y'all have the talent to beat this team. Like, I get it. They have Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes been playing like fucking dog shit. The defense has probably been the MVP of this goddamn team, which we're going to get more into. But the reality is this team can't get beat. We have seen they are a very vulnerable team. They're a very vulnerable team. Like, it's not like they're blowing teams out. They're winning close games. They're winning by field goals. They're winning by 2 points. They're winning by bad calls, bad ref calls, great plays by Patrick Mahomes that just come out of his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy shit. Like, this isn't like a lot of these teams beat themselves when it comes to this Chiefs. I think that's just in their fucking head. Like, the team isn't like, I'm not putting this team but amongst the likes of like the Dallas Cowboys teams of like Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, and Emmitt Smith. They don't even sniff those teams. This Chiefs team doesn't sniff the goddamn Steelers of back in the day with the Terrace Bradshaw teams. This team doesn't sniff the Chicago Bears teams of back in the day, or the Baltimore Ravens back in 2000, or them Rams teams back in the early 2000s. This team don't sniff that team. Sorry, those teams wax y'all this year. Sorry.
They wouldn't. We get it. We getting their head too. We getting their head too.
You wouldn't if you and then on top of that, if you played the game like they did back in the day, Patrick Mahomes would have been gone. His season would have been over 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago, it would have been over. No, Ray Lewis would have murdered this guy. No pun intended, but
well, then hell, if that's the case, Lamar Jackson would be out for the season. Josh Allen would be out for the season. Jalen Hurts would be out for the season. You're gonna play that?
It's a reality. This team, look, NFL is softer than it's ever been. That's a reality. Am I wrong? Yeah, it's still a physical game, but it's not like the way it was 10 to 15 years ago.
I'm not denying that, sir.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All the quarterbacks will be out for this.
I'm not. Did I deny that? I didn't say that's not true. I did not say that's not true. But I think Jalen Hurts would be able to survive a season like that. I think Josh Allen would be able to survive that. I think Patrick Mahomes. I'll say this. I think Patrick Mahomes has gotten stronger. Like, it is a lot tougher to get him on the ground. Like, compared to where he was like a couple years ago, I think it was a lot easier. Now you're starting to see like one guy, it's hard to take him down. Like he's fat strong. Like, he's fat but strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not muscular. Like, we see the bod pics all the time, bro. Like, it's very disturbing. But like, he's fat strong. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know if it's that, I don't know, but it's a reality though. But
my homie D-Mag is funny. Jameis Winston is going to hit the Chiefs defenders on the chest, and all of them are going to drop them.
What happened?
D-Bag, he said Jameis Winston is going to hit 5 Chiefs defenders in the chest, and they're going to drop all of them.
Jameis Winston.
Somebody said Justin Herbert is the new Ben Roethlisberger.
Allen with the flop. Like, look, yeah, that's true. Josh Allen cannot flop. Nobody like, but I think he's strong enough where he could survive.
Shit, man. Brian Doxson's coming down. Boo! Troy Polamalu body slamming him on his neck.
Absolutely. It's
Ryan Clark.
Listen here, it's gonna be tough, but you cannot sit here and tell me that Josh Allen, like, he'll be bruised up way more than he is now. But I think he has one of the body types that would be able to kind of survive that. Like he has like one of them Cam Newton style bodies, and even Cam Newton got his ass whipped in some of them cases. You know what I mean? Like he even got lit up. Like no one's like, look, I'm not saying he will never get hurt or he will never get like tapped like that, but I'm just saying like it will be tough for them Mahomes. It'll be tough for Breeze. We saw with Breeze, Peyton Manning. Tua would not. Tua. I'll be scared for Tua. I'll be scared for Tua. I would be scared for Kyler Murray. I would be scared for Jordan Love. I would. Caleb Williams. I would be scared for. Bryce Young. I would be terrified for.
Jordan Love's pretty big though. He's a big dude.
Yeah, but he get hurt. He get hurt too easy.
Somebody said that Justin Herbert is the new Big Ben. He gets hurt in the game and then miraculously
still plays. No, I totally agree.
Every game is like that. Every game is like that. He is tough, but every game is
he get hurt a lot. He get hurt a lot. We're like, bro, like I saw the hit. I didn't watch too much of the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch too much of the Chargers game. I did see bits and pieces of it, but there was one where I think he got hit. I forgot who hit him, and he got cracked. Like I don't know if he broke a rib or something like that. But
I think it was Deshaun Ward that hit him.
Today's receivers wouldn't be able to get separation either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I think receivers nowadays are the best they've ever been, though. Like we got some really good receivers. They do got to be more physical. Though. They do got to learn how to be more physical, though. Like I think Justin Jefferson will be fine. I think Stephon Diggs will be fine. I think Nico Johnson would still kill. Like you telling me, Nico would have a problem? Like obviously there were some great. Like it would be a lot harder to throw in the middle of the field. Like you ain't throwing just as well.
You taking away in the middle of the field.
Yeah, you taking away the middle.
And a lot of teams, that's why a lot of teams, their best receiver, what do they play out of the slot?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's fact. That's fact. So
they don't play on the outside or they put them in the slot.
You would definitely have to get a little bit more creative with that aspect of it. Like they'll probably try to keep them away from the middle. I think a lot of the tight ends will probably be forced to be in the middle, like the Kelce's, George Kittle, Brock Bowers, and stuff like that. But I think talent wise, this is probably the most talented.
Speed wise, of course.
I think route running, catching. Even though a lot of these, like, I know we're gonna get to these games good, but Xavier Legette, bro, that was the worst drop I've ever. Like him, Malik Neighbors, a lot of these young receivers, they are having bad dropping problems, like for real, and they're very talented. So, no one's denying that, but no, we can't sit here and deny the talent that these new receivers have. Like they're very talented. You know what I mean? I think even quarterback play. I think a lot of the cats are getting better than what they were 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about Jamar Chase, man. Would you consider trading Jamar Chase?
Would I consider? Yeah. No, go for it.
Yeah. Now they are 4-8 right now, 5-8,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 4-8. They're not playing really good, especially on defense. But Jamar Chase is having his best season. He's going to get the bag next year. He's probably going to be the highest paid wide receiver next year. Yeah. Now we all know the connection that him and Joe Burrow has, and we all know that T. Higgins is going to be gone too. Now, do you go to bring Joe Burrow in the office and say, look, kid, we love you, and we want to try to make this organization go. We need some pieces on this defense. So we're considering trading Jamar Chase to get some more picks. Do you do it?
I think you got to consider it. I don't think they'll do it, though. Like, I get it. Like, it sounds kind of blasphemy to try to trade one of the best receivers in the game, Joe Burrow's best target. But the Cincinnati Bengals aren't a one-player away team to winning anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a lot of problems on that defensive side, offensive line. They were able to get Chase Brown, find that. I think he's a really good running back that I think will be a part of that team for a while. You are losing T. Higgins. I think it is a little bit easier to find a wide receiver than anything else. I don't think they'll do it, but depending on what you can get for Jamar Chase, I think you got it. I think you always got to consider it. Like, you know what I mean? You got Joe Burrow, so you assume Joe Burrow's able to elevate any wide receiver that is in front of that he has on his side. But look, if you could get, two, let's say hypothetically, you get like 2 first-round picks for Jamar Chase, would you not have to try to consider it depending on where these picks are? You know what I mean? Especially for this year coming up, or obviously next year's draft or whatever. I think you got to consider it. You know what I mean? Depending on how much you can get for Jamar Chase. But will I think they do it? Nah, I don't think they'll do
Yeah, you definitely got to consider it, but
yeah.
if you want to keep, you want to see Joe Burrow have a mental breakdown.
But is like
all his weapons is getting gone. Now I got Jermaine Burton as my number one.
It doesn't have to be Jermaine Burton though. Like, you can find somebody in free agency. You can find somebody in the draft. You could try to get a Luther Burton. Like, there are young receivers coming up. I don't think it's impossible for you to find a replacement for a T. Higgins or a Jamar Chase. But they have O-line problems that have not, been fixed. Joe Burrow has been dubbed the second best quarterback behind Patrick Mahomes. If you're Patrick Mahomes, what do we see from Patrick Mahomes? We see him elevating talent that you would assume wouldn't be as great, but he's able to elevate them and to become better players. You would assume Joe Burrow is supposed to be able to do that, along the likes of, we seen Josh Allen do it. We seen certain cats be able to do it. Jaden Daniels, young quarterback, we seen them do it. Joe Burrow can't do that. Joe Burrow can't take Luther Burden and turn him into a great receiver. We've seen Justin Jefferson had a great first year. We've seen some of these young receivers have really good years, Malik Neighbors and stuff like that. Like, who say Luther Burden can't be that receiver? Who says the cat from Arizona can't be that receiver to turn up and be a great person? You get Jamar Chase, you can get 2 first-round picks, depending on what you get. As I said, it all depends on what you can get for him in a trade. But if you can get 2 first-round picks, including the pick that you have this year, which is going to be a high pick, you could potentially get an O-line and a star receiver and still have money in cap, free up a whole bunch of cap space. Because if you wanted to pay Jamar Chase, you would have paid him earlier. Now you got to pay him way more now, coming off one of his best years, which that's going to add another $5 to $7 million on top of whatever he was asking on before. That's not including what the market is now for a receiver. Like, don't you think the smartest thing for them to do is to trade him, to get picks, to add more pieces around him, to add stuff to the defense? You can get a young receiver. Like, I think that's the smartest play. Now, will they do that? No, I don't think they'll do that. I think they have too much pride. But the owner doesn't know what he wants to do. He waited too long to sign Jamar Chase. Now, coming off the CeeDee Lamb deal, you better sign him before T. Higgins. You know what I mean? We all know T. Higgins is going to get back. I don't know how much. I would assume I don't think he'll get more than a Justin Jefferson or anything like that. But you just don't know. You got Deebo Samuel. You know what I mean? He's available next year. Like, you don't know what's going to go on with him. Like you better start answering these questions. You don't want to be looking dumb giving Jamar Chase $45 million and then you have no money to fill up the O-line, DBs, linebackers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they should strongly consider it. I'm not mad at
that. Yeah. I mean, like I said, you should consider it. Most definitely.
Because, like, if Jamar Chase is available, you know how many motherfuckers are going to be asking for him?
Jamar Chase to the Niners.
I don't think they have the assets for it. But, like, you could see the Chargers going after Jamar Chase. You could see a situation where the Giants could do it. You know what I mean? They have the cap. The Raiders, for sure, would strongly consider that, adding to whatever young quarterback they get. The New Orleans Saints, I could see them potentially trying to get into that. They would definitely have to fix some of their numbers. I don't think they have the cap space right now, but we got to see what happens next year. I think you could strongly consider maybe the Carolina Panthers maybe getting involved in a situation like that with Bryce Young. Obviously, they would never trade with the Steelers, but, you know, I'm sure the Steelers might ask just to be assholes, you know what I'm saying, just see what's up. You know what I mean? They have options, you know what I mean? Maybe the Dallas Cowboys would never do it, but imagine you see a pair of Ashton Genty in the draft with, you know, I don't know, Jamar Chase or something like that, but obviously you would probably have to trade that pick that you probably could get Genty for. But I don't know. I think there's options for him.
They're not paying Dak.
The Commanders. I think the Commander. If
Yeah.
Jamar Chase took with Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin on, come on, dog. What we doing? What we doing?
Yeah, Dallas ain't doing it. They're not paying
Nah,
Dak,
Dallas ain't doing it.
CD, Micah
They're not.
Parsons, and Jamar Chase.
Nah, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. I was just throwing out there. Arizona Cardinals. I think that's a. I think that's a possibility. You got candidates who would be willing to do it. Like the only thing is like Raiders situation. They're not trading their number one. They got to get Shedeur Sanders. Maybe future ones they would do it, but this year they would not. But teams that are looking for like offensive talent, I think they would strongly consider it. Like I think the Chargers would strongly consider it. But can I see? But again, you got to look at hindsight. Would Harbaugh want to pay a receiver that much money? We've known him for not doing that. So I would look at that. I think that would be pretty tough. I don't know. Giants would definitely do it.
No, they want a quarterback.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
They want a quarterback. They don't need no damn wide receiver.
So you would say honestly, Carolina, you could see them do it. You could see Arizona doing it. You could see, maybe I don't think the Jags would do it. They have a lot of issues.
Yeah, Broncos.
They don't have no money though. They stuck on the Russell Wilson books for a while. I would definitely see that, but and him with Bo Nix, I think that would be a nice one too. The Vikings don't need nothing. I still think the Packers need to upgrade on receiver, but
they need another one.
I like Jaden Reed, but I would Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs. Like I would take Jamar Chase over them too easy. Have Jalen Reed in the slot. If I had to get rid of Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs and Jair Alexander and whatever, I would do it.
For sure.
But we all know the Eagles will probably find a way to fucking
Howie Roseman. Don't go get him.
He'll find a way, bro. The way AJ Brown acting, I can see him probably doing like, yo, y'all want AJ Brown? We'll take Jamar Chase off y'all hands and figure it out. I can see some shit like that.
All right, man. Let's get a little serious, man. Jay-Z lawsuit. Hove.
Yeah.
Has just got slapped with a lawsuit.
Civil lawsuit
From a young lady who claims that she was sexually assaulted by Jay-Z with P. Diddy and another female celebrity. Said that they picked her up. Limo driver picked her up and brought on to P. Diddy because that's what type that she was the type that he likes. And it was after the 2000 what was it, the Billboard Awards?
The MTV Awards or
something like that, one of those award shows. And supposedly they brought her in the room. Jay-Z, allegedly sexually assaulted her. Same thing with Diddy. And they just said, as they watched, and Jay-Z has put out a statement on.
You want to read it? Go ahead, read it. Give him a fair read.
My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny! Exclamation point. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these theatrics. I have no idea how you come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. The only heartbreak is for my family, my wife, and I have to sit our children down, one of them whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand in inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world. We have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitable profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. Jesus. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I am not from that world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have very strict code and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics will believe this idiotic claims you have levied against me that if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids would be laughable. I
Mm.
look forward to showing you just how different I am. What are your thoughts, sir?
Obviously, there's some very serious allegations. I know a lot of people have been kind of like slowly anticipating everything happening ever since Diddy got arrested. People trying to like pin certain celebrities with Diddy and all that. You've had a lot of um, stories going out about Jay-Z. You hear stuff from Jaguar Wright and other people that I guess were associated with Jay-Z. At the end of the day, was back in 2000, after MTV Music Awards. Like when you read some of the stuff that happened, like if any of this stuff that was allegedly to happen to this young girl, it's very disgusting behavior, and I agree with him. If that was the case, try him in a real law. You know what I mean? Like, but we all know the statute of limitations with everything. I don't know if this hit statute of limitation rights, but look, man, I don't know where this is going to go. This is a civil lawsuit. Everything is alleged at this particular time. It just sucks. It just sucks. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks to see like we have a lot of these high end black celebrities that seems like they're getting dropped one by one. You know what I mean? Not saying Jay-Z is going to be the next one. I just said I don't know if this is true or not. I wasn't there that night. I don't know. But we seen the likes of like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, uh, P Diddy. We see all these celebrities, and some rightfully so, where they discussed and did some stuff that um, should honestly be jail time, if not maybe worse. You know what I mean? Because some of the stuff has been so disturbing. Like obviously seeing the videotape of Cassie and Diddy going on in a hotel hallway room was pretty disturbing to say the least. So I don't condone anything at all to sexual abuse, rape, or anything like that. Coming from the likes of we just had this whole storm of Andrew Schultz, jokingly admitting about raping Kendrick Lamar and all that stuff. Like it's just a topic that it's just not funny, bro. It's not funny at all. Rape is not funny. Sexual abuse is not funny. The sooner people learn that, the sooner that we can move forward with it. But as far as with Jay-Z, the truth will tell. As these cases come out more and more. I was watching a little bit of DJ Academics. He was kind of hinting that more celebrities are gonna start getting lawsuits put up against him. So it's definitely going to be an interesting 2025. I mean, I thought 2024 was a lot. You know what I mean? I think 2025 could be even more than this past year. So, that's kind of all I have right now. It's not really much you can say off of this, but him dropping this statement as fast as he did, I think it helps him to a degree. You know what I mean? Like the way he worded it, the strong stance that he did take. Um, you got to kind of, I wouldn't say applaud him for that, but it's something that if you're truly innocent in what you believe that has been attached to your name, then this is a statement that I think fits with that. So, It's kind of hard to see, but time will tell with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with everything you just said, man. It's an unfortunate situation. Hopefully, none of this stuff is true. But if it is true, then this young lady should get every red cent that she deserves. As
Absolutely.
Jay-Z eloquently put, he's not getting a red cent. This young lady should get all the money, and he should get everything that comes to him if he did these things. We already see P Diddy. He's getting what he's with all the alleged stuff that's happening, and we're seeing what he's going through right now, and he's trying to get appeal after appeal, and they're denying him. So we're gonna see what happens to him. I know the trial sometime next year, but yeah, man, this is like I said, it's an unfortunate situation, and if it is true, then like I said, Jay Z should get everything that comes to him. But if it isn't true, then this is an unfortunate situation, and I pray for the young lady, whatever she went through, and hopefully this lawyer is not trying to use this young lady to get financial compensation for something.
Do you,
So
do you think this has any effect on the Super Bowl?
um no, because it has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar.
Well, future Super Bowls, like obviously they're you know Rock Nation
Well, I
has
think
in Super
well,
Bowl.
like I said, he would have they this is a wait and see type thing. The NFL tends to wait and see.
Hmm.
They wait till stuff gets finalized, more information. I'm sure they're doing their due diligence to see what's going on. We've seen it with players, something happens, and then we get the full story, and then we understand why they only got a one game, or why they didn't get suspended, or whatever. Or we get more details and find out why they was kicked off a team or whatever. NFL usually they've gotten a lot better than what they used to be.
Hmm.
Of getting all the information first and getting all the details and kind of waiting till due process does its due diligence, and then they make a decision. You know what I'm saying? So I expect them to do the same thing. I don't think they're gonna pull away right away. I mean, let's be real. Um, we heard stuff about Diddy, but people didn't start pulling away until the real allegations came out,
Hmm.
until the lawsuits really started pouring in. That's when Sherrod pulled away. That's when Revolt pulled away. That's when he had to sell Bad Boy Entertainment. Like it's gonna have to get to that level to when people start pulling away from you. And it's just like he said in the letter, you know, you did this so I can get the what's how do I say that the public opinion is always the worst. You know what I'm saying? You're already guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when you're a high profile celebrity. Now, some are warranted, you know what I'm saying? Because you see a pattern of certain things or you see the evidence, it's deserved. But anybody can put a report out there about a high profile celebrity, and like he said, the conspiracy theorists and all them, they already think that these dudes are doing some secret, cult type stuff anyway. So
Hmm.
reports like this come out, it's just almost like I knew it already. And then, like you said, Jaguar White, she's coming out saying stuff. You heard other people say stuff about Jay-Z and Beyonce and all this other stuff. I hear it every day on my girl listening to TikTok.
Yeah,
It's talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce's a witch and you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff.
correct.
So, like I said, pray for the young lady involved, and if this is true, then she should get everything she deserves. And if it's not true, then you know, pray for young lady's peace of mind. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, for real.
All right, man. Let's end it on a brighter note. NFL Week 14 recap. Boom. So let's kick it off with Thursday night. The Green Bay Packers traveled to Detroit, where they lost 34-31. This was a pretty good game. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty back and forth. Um, Green Bay just couldn't stop Detroit, and but Detroit couldn't stop Green Bay either. But Jordan Love in the first half, specifically, he missed a couple touchdowns to Reed in the end zone. And in the second half, Detroit, Green Bay almost came back and won this game. But Detroit, Dan Campbell, I started calling him Riverboat Dan because he lives on the edge. And he went for 1 4th and 1 on 8:30, and everybody complained about it because he didn't get it. It ultimately set up a scoring drive for Green Bay. But the last drive, it was a 4th and 1. They went for it. They got it. They ended up kicking the game-winning field goal. They win the game. This just, heightened my sense of their defense, level of concern for their defense, especially with the injuries that they're getting on that defensive side. But, Detroit is still rolling, and they're still a top team in the NFC. As far as Green Bay goes, I know they didn't have Jair Alexander, and maybe this game is a little bit different if he was out there to, cover Amon St. Brown, but, it's still something, they're getting Josh Jacob more involved, but something on this defense, they're not getting enough. I don't think, their pass rush isn't great. Now, Montgomery and Gibbs didn't have a crazy game running the football, but their passing game was getting whatever. Tim Patrick was killing them.
Yeah.
So they didn't get an effective pass rush on Jared Goff. And you give Jared Goff all day to throw the football, he's going to carve you up. So he's just too efficient for that. So Green Bay is going to have to figure out their pass rush situation to help out that back end of that secondary. That secondary was just getting carved up. So, but I still think Green Bay is a good team. They're a good playoff team. But Detroit is the cream of the crop when it comes to the division. And we'll see what happens when they face the Vikings in a couple weeks. But yeah.
I agree with you. Like, it gets to the point with Jair Alexander, it's just like you just can't count on him. His body just he stays on IR or he's out a couple weeks. Like, I don't know what it is with him, but you can't count on him no more. Once he's on the field, he's a really good player. But at this point, the Green Bay Packers, they're gonna have to figure out that defensive backfield field, and maybe in the offseason, maybe start addressing that a little bit more. Josh Jacobs has played really, really good. I know he only had 66 yards, but he did get 3 TDs. It definitely helps him on goal line situations. The Green Bay defense doesn't, as you said, really put too much pressure on Jared Goff. It did get to him a couple times, but nothing crazy. As far as the Lions go, we all said it before. I'm not going to keep repeating it, but it just stems with their health, man. If they can remain healthy and maybe get some of the pieces back on the defensive side, this team is probably the best, you know what I mean? Especially, like, obviously, you still do have the Philadelphia Eagles, which, we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But this team is just really good offensively, man. They just have too many pieces on every level of the field on offense. You have the backfield, which is probably, I would say, the best tandem in football right now currently. You probably have you easily have a top 5, top 3, maybe tight end, once he starts to get featured a little bit more. And then receivers are really good. Jamison Williams, Amon St. Brown. We see T. Patrick. He was able to perform off that. So, this Detroit Lions team is really, really good. Can they stay healthy is always the key.
Yeah, for sure. Jacksonville Jaguars beat Tennessee Titans 10-6. Will Levis throws a pass to Nines Westbrook. He drops the pass, and they lose the game. And Jacksonville wins. There's really nothing to talk about this game. This game was terrible. Will Levis sucks.
Hey, it helps me. It helps my Raiders out, man. Helps us, with the draft pick. They Jacksonville was able to win this game, so it boosted us up to the number one pick in the draft right now. It's really literally a competition between us and the New York Giants at this particular point. So this was a terrible watch. If you have anybody on these two teams in fantasy, I know you lost this week. That's the reality of it. They're starting to get. There has to be a lot of questions with Jacksonville at this point, man. Like, what do you do with Travis Etienne in the offseason? What do you do with some?
You trade him.
You have to
trade him. Tank Bigsby is their number one running back now.
Yeah. They got a lot of answers. They got to figure out that backfield. They got to figure out that defensive line, linebacker, offensive line. Like, they have a lot of issues right now. So you do have some young talent on that. It's like Brian Thomas Jr. We all like him. But in Tennessee, like, what's there to say, man? Like, I appreciate Pollard. Like, Pollard has been playing lights out this year.
Yes.
But Will Levis has a lot to be desired at this point. So and honestly, the Tennessee Titans defense isn't really that bad. I know they're not.
No, it's not
great. I know they're not as great as they used to be, but I don't think it's as bad. I think they're kind of like middle in the pack kind of defense, but they have their great games and bad games. But Will Levis, man, I don't know what you do with him. I don't know if you try to give him another year or if you maybe strongly consider maybe trading for a quarterback or potentially maybe even drafting one again. So should be.
I would say, depending on what the Minnesota Vikings do with Sam Darnold, maybe you go get Sam, but I don't know.
I don't know. If you're the Vikings, why would you trade? Why would you not keep Sam Darnold? Like, I know you drafted JJ McCarthy, but I don't know. That's gonna be an interesting question.
I agree. The New York Jets lose to the Miami Dolphins 26-32. They go into overtime where Tua hits Jonnu Smith, who is going to get the bag this offseason.
Yeah.
Hits the game-winning touchdown. Look, I'm going to be real with you. Even though they lost, and it was funny to me, this was the best game Aaron Rodgers played all season.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
He looked like vintage Aaron Rodgers in this game.
Him and Devontae.
The way he was moving around. The way he was moving around, he looked like Green Bay.
It's that Miami Sun, bro. That Miami Sun does a lot to you, brother. I'm trying to tell you.
And this is where my next point. Aaron, leave the Jets and go to a dome team.
Yeah.
That might be where you're best suited for. You're too old for the cold, brother.
Like what? Go to like the Saints or something?
Something. Or a warm weather team. If you can find one. Because I'm telling you right now, that cold doesn't suit you. You see how well you played yesterday? I ain't seen that Aaron Rodgers in a while.
Yeah.
He was moving out of the pocket. He was running around. He was throwing the little. He looked like Aaron.
Yeah, he did.
His defense just let him down yesterday.
Yeah. Well, they missed a lot of. They didn't have sauce. I don't think they had sauce.
Yeah, I don't think they had him either. But yeah, that was the best game in losing ever. That was the best. And Miami, they gonna score when they at home. They that's how they play in the sun.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
They get in the cold weather. It's a whole different team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jets, man, like Aaron Rodgers, this tells you, dog, get the hell out of New York. If you're gonna play next year, go play for a warm weather team, brother.
Well, we all know he's not going to be there next year. I think we all know that. But as far as like where he's going to go, I don't know. I find it hard to believe to see him anywhere at this point. But maybe the Saints. You said play in the dome, play somewhere that you play more of your games in warm weather. But look, man, the Dolphins. They look really good, man. This could be a scary team. They still have a chance to make the playoffs. Obviously, they still have their demons with playing in cold weather, but if they could play a dome team in the AFC, maybe they play like let's say they make it and they play the Houston Texans or something like that. That could be a game they can win. You know what I mean? So, this could be a team that can cause some concern for other teams trying to make it into the playoffs. So,
yeah, for sure. The Atlanta Falcons got the beats put on them by Minnesota. Sam Darnold had five touchdowns and 400 yards or something like that.
347.
Yeah, Jordan Addison went off, especially in the second half. Look, Kirk Cousins is cooked, man. This is called it what it is, man. Like, no touchdowns, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's time to put Penix in. I say it for you, Atlanta Falcons fans. It's time to put Penix in. I don't care if they are one game back in the division. If you want to salvage your season, put Penix in. Because this offense is on the treadmill. It's going nowhere.
No, you're right. It's about that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kirk Cousins just doesn't have it like he used to. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, I agree with you. I think it's about time we start seeing what Penix can do, especially with the Bucks winning and them taking over that division right now. Obviously, the Falcons still have somewhat of a chance with the 2 wins over the Bucks, so they still have that advantage. But overall, man, it's just not looking good. And with the Minnesota Vikings, look, man, I know I kept saying it where they just didn't look impressive, but they're just finding a way to win games. It's offensively, this is probably the most impressive they've looked since probably the beginning of the year. So maybe they're starting to find their groove again. Addison played amazing. That Addison Jefferson combo is truly dynamic. Aaron Jones looks like a young version of himself at this particular time. And as I said, we always talk about TJ Hawkinson and all them, and then defensively, man, these cornerbacks, man, they're swarming, man. They are very opportunistic in getting turnovers. So it's a team where it's just like they haven't been impressive, but at the same time, all they do is win. So I think we'll really start finding out how this team is once they play against the Detroit Lions. That's probably one game we're looking forward to. I don't know if they play next week or the week after, but I know it's coming up pretty soon. So, but yeah, shout out to the Vikings, man. They're looking really good.
I think they played them the last game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look it up in a minute. Another terrible game. New Orleans Saints beat the New York Giants 14-11. This game was horrible, man. Jesus, this is bad. And Giants fans, you're terrible. He had a chance to tie the game up. Kicker missed the kick. Got it blocked. Got it blocked.
Yeah, it was bad.
Blocked field goal. Mm-hmm. What could go wrong does go wrong with this thing. And Saints, you ain't no better. Their car gets hurt again. I think they said he's out for the season, or he's day-to-day, something like that. Broke his hand or something.
Broke his hand, so he's out for the year.
But the Giants, hey man, they're trying to tank. And they're trying to hold on and keep that #1 spot for Shador Sanders. So we'll see.
We all know Shador don't want to go there, but you think it's you think Dayball gets fired end of the year?
I wouldn't be surprised.
If you had to put a percentage on it, what would you put? Where would your percentage be?
It'd be about 60-40.
60-40. Yeah, man. Like Drew Lock, he missed a couple of throws. Like I saw a couple plays where Malik Neighbors was like wide open. He didn't even look his way. I don't know. Drew Lock is Drew Lock. You really don't expect too much from him. But New York Giants, they put on a good effort. New Orleans Saints, they have a lot of issues. Derek Carr finding a way to get hurt again. Sucks to see him get hurt, but that's just the constant thing with Derek Carr. I think the Saints need to really start looking into. I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be there next year. I think that's something you got to look at as well. I don't know how many he has on his contract.
That shit was sealed.
Yeah, I think with Derek Carr, I think he needs to strongly start considering backup capabilities as far as like Jameis Winston picking the right situation. But I think his starting days are being numbered at this particular point. So Saints have a lot to work. They have a lot to figure out with this team. They don't have the cap space like a lot of these other teams who are struggling right now, i.e. like, the Raiders and Giants and stuff like that. At least they have some kind of cap space. Saints, they got nothing. So I don't know where they go from here. They're going to have to start considering trading a lot of their older assets into maybe some picks or at least some cap flexibility.
That you're going to have to make sure either you go on the next season hoping that Spencer Rattler takes the next step up.
Yeah.
Or you're going to have to draft
Getting in
Huh?
the Manning sweepstakes.
Getting the who?
The Manning sweepstakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
If he comes out.
Or if you can lower him, like we just talked about, if you try to get Aaron Rodgers on a 1 year deal.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, you have opportunities. Maybe you could try to get Carson Beck, you know what I mean, or Jalen Milrow, one of those,
Mm-hmm.
man, turn him into the
One of them
project
too.
and then still potentially sign Aaron Rodgers to like a 1 year deal, 1-2 year deal or
Mhm.
something. You could do that too.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
Uh, Carolina Panthers beat the Philadelphia. They lose to the Philadelphia Eagles 16-22. This was a nip and tuck game. At one time, Carolina was leading in this game. Bryce Young continues to show that you know if you put the right coaching around him, get some some structure over there, the kid can play. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks these past, I would say 3 to 4 games, he's looked very poised, and he looks like he's getting more and more comfortable in this game. And they had an opportunity to at least have a chance to win this game if Xavier Leggett doesn't drop that pass. I agree with Shannon Sharp. Why what he said on Nightcap, him and Ocho. Why do these receivers? And I saw that in the Georgia Texas game. Tate, he kept jumping every time somebody throws the ball. Like Carson Beck was throwing the ball.
Mhm.
And I'm like, why do receivers do the unnecessary jumping?
Yeah,
You're making the ball bounce off your body. If you just run in stride and catch it with your hands, you run it in the end zone.
right, yeah.
And it's the same thing in this game. If Xavier Leggett just runs normal and just catches the ball, he's walking into the end zone. There was nobody near him.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
that's another potential loss that they got cost off of the receiver dropping the ball. And Adam Thielen's been balling.
Oh yeah, he's looked amazing.
Yeah, he's been balling. So I don't know, Leggett. I'm not gonna kill you too much because I know you're a rookie, and you see the potential in him. You definitely see the potential in him, but you gotta work on them hands, young man. You're gonna want to get the ball more. Bryce Young, he's a young quarterback, so he's gonna keep coming to your way. But if he was an old veteran, if it was Tom Brady, you wouldn't have got the ball no more.
Yeah, nah. Xavier Leggett definitely needs to work on his hands all off season. That's what he needs to do. He's had a couple bad drops, and that was probably by far the worst. They if he would have caught that, they would have won the game because no one touched him. He rolled into the end zone. Besides that, I said I'm truly stoked on how Bryce Young has played and looked this last month of the year. You can just tell the confidence in the offense. So I think the more pieces you add around him, I think the Carolina Panthers are in a good spot, especially for next year. Like, it does suck with Jonathan Brooks. They did announce that he retore his ACL.
Yeah.
Prayers out to him, man. I hope you heal up fast, and hopefully you have an amazing recovery, man, to the point where you ain't got to deal with this again. So it sucks to see you having to go through that. So my prayers are with you, my brother. But I'm really, and then Adam Thielen, man, man, he's just one of the top tier wide receivers that we have seen, man. Some of the way his routes are, the way he catches some of these balls, man. There was one, I think, on that last drive where they were driving before Xavier Leggett, man, where I think it was like a 4th down. He was able to catch that, man. It was pretty amazing. So shout out to them. As far as like the Philadelphia Eagles, man, they won the game, but the way they sounded in the presser, man, it looked depressed, like they lost. Like, you got AJ Brown calling out Jalen Hurts and saying the passing game needs to be better, and Jalen Hurts, like, this is one of the reasons why, like, I know the Philadelphia Eagles have been playing good, but a little piece of me is like, I can't really take them serious because, like, I get it. You didn't play as particularly well against a team that you guys feel like you guys should have dominated, but you guys won. You take that, but at the same time, you're like, look, we can always be better on the offensive side. I think this over dramatic sense of the way they've been looking, with AJ Brown looking pissed off, like, because he can't get the ball and stuff, and I get it, he wants to be a part of this offense to make it go, and with him on there, they definitely go. But at least be happy that you won, my brother. Like, what I mean, things could be a lot worse. Like, you guys got lucky that you guys came out with the win. If Xavier Leggett catches that ball, y'all lose this game. So Just count your blessings, man, and just work to be better the next week. Like, you guys have a big, huge game going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. I think that's at home too. So, like, it's not time to be sour. It's just time to be better. You know what I mean? You know, doing all this extracurricular energy stuff to make it seem like you're that pissed off about the offense in the passing game. Like, that's not the way things are going to get better. You know what I mean? Like, they've been dealing with stuff with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. You know, AJ Brown has thrown some slights at Jalen Hurts. You got Eagles fans saying that Jalen Hurts shouldn't be the starting quarterback. Like, Eagles fans, like, y'all, like, real talk, like, y'all got to stop acting like y'all spoiled. Like, y'all acting like some spoiled ass rats right now, bro. Like, y'all should appreciate Jalen Hurts. Like, Patrick Mahomes doesn't play great every week, but you don't see Chiefs fans talking about, like, oh, like, we got to get rid of him. Let's put in the backup. Like, no. And I get it. It's a different circumstances because Patrick Mahomes has the Super Bowls to back it up. And it will never happen. Like, my man could go 0 for 30 and motherfuckers would be like, his farts smell like goddamn potpourri. But
relax.
But, like, I think it's asinine for these Eagles fans talking about, like, they should bench Jalen Hurts. Who you going to? Who's going to be your starting quarterback going into, like, come on, like, really? Like, if that's what y'all want, like, Jalen Hurts, my brother, if they don't appreciate you, go to some place that will appreciate you. If you can find your way to go to the Cleveland Browns or something like that, or another team that needs a quarterback like the New Orleans Saints or whoever, like, do that, because Philadelphia Eagle fans acting like spoiled ass punks right now by asking you to sit down. Like, relax. Y'all are fucking 11-2. One game out of first place. Like, chill. Like, y'all won the game. Like, stop the crying about Jalen Hurts. Like, it's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, you know how fans are. They crazy. The Cleveland Browns lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-14. Pittsburgh, the first half was a little slow, but Cleveland kind of had got some going, and then Pittsburgh woke up. And the second half, they, had a couple touchdown strikes. And Russell Wilson continues to have this offense rolling, man. And they avenged their loss that they had on that Thursday night game against Cleveland, and they're right there, man, with Baltimore to try to possibly get that number 1 seed. So.
Yeah,
Cleveland's Cleveland. Cleveland is Cleveland.
Cleveland's Cleveland. Like, there's not really much to say about Cleveland. They have a lot of stuff. That's another team that their future is looking very, very dim. You know what I mean? Especially with that Deshaun Watson contract. So I don't know where they go from here. But with Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously you got to figure out George Pickens' injury, how serious that is. If he's going to be out for an extended period of time, I think that could be pretty big. It's not like they have too many explosive weapons on the outside. But overall, man, Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh, man. Like, I think if TJ Watt stays healthy, this defense will always be great. And Russell Wilson has proved that, you know what, Mike Tomlin made the right decision and replacing Justin Fields with Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? You just see the difference in quarterback play that you get. No shot to Justin Fields, but it's just the reality of the situation. So he's playing in control of himself. He's not turning over the ball. So, we'll see how they look against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a big game, in-state game. So should be a good game. Is that a night game, Monday night game, Sunday night game, or is that just like a regular Sunday afternoon game?
What game?
It's Pittsburgh and Philly.
I don't know.
That should be Sunday night game, low key.
Is it? Yeah, I don't think it is. No, 125. So it's an afternoon game.
Oh, you got the doubleheader Monday night game. Yeah, I remember that.
Who you guys?
Yeah, it's the Bears and Vikings, and then Falcons and Raiders. I'm low key kind of nervous because Falcons look like ass. So I don't know what is to win that game.
Oh, and this is the Desmond Ritter return. Oh, he's about to go off on you.
I know.
About to go off.
Oh, they said Aiden O'Connell might play. Aiden might still play.
What's that running back y'all got? He's like, he might be a gem.
Sincere McCormick.
Yeah, he might be a gem over there.
I need Bijan to go for 250 against us, bro. Like, don't do it. Raiders, don't do it.
McCormick might go off, boy.
AP, don't do it. Don't do it.
Jacoby and Brock Bowers, he about to eat them up.
Nah, man, I know. I'm a little worried about this week. I don't want to get the
Speaking of your team, Las Vegas Raiders lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and messing up my ticket, 28-13. This game was terrible. Tampa Bay couldn't get nothing going. You guys got to the end zone, and I think he threw a pick, trying to throw it to Brock Bowers, who was clearly covered, and he just threw it right to the defensive player. Like, what are you doing, man? You messed up my over.
Hey man, you know what? At the end of the day, like it was some bad throws, especially Aiden O'Connell. I think he threw like a bad pick, and then obviously we saw the whole situation of him getting carted off the field with an air cast over his leg. But now it seemed like he only got a bruised knee, so I don't know what the hell going on with that shit. So look, man, you know me, I'm not mad. Like we're number one overall for the first pick in the draft. We are stars. The only good thing is we do see some light out of this darkness. You know, Sincere McCormick, he has been performing really good. He looks like a good running back coming out of the backfield, able to catch out of the backfield too. Obviously, Brock Bowers, man, he's easily offensive. Or I wouldn't say easily. Obviously, he's competing with Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, but he's up there with one of the best offensive rookies in the game right now. So, look, man, you know, at the end of the day, this Las Vegas Raiders team it's not good. My team is not good, and we got a lot to build in the future. So hopefully, you know, this new era with Tom Brady overseeing this Raiders organization while, you know, he takes the back end of it. You know what I mean? Mark Daniels, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. As far as Tampa Bay goes, man.
Mark Davis, my bad. I said Mark Daniels. Mark Davis.
As far as Tampa Bay goes, I mean, they're ahead in the division, but whoever wins this division is going to get bounced in the wild card weekend.
Yeah.
Like Tampa Bay, their defense is just not good. I know they only scores 13, but any other offense would have scored some more points on this team. They should have probably lost to Carolina last week, so they might, yeah. Atlanta might still have been the number one team in that division. So
yeah.
Nobody in this division is really looking good. It's probably the worst division in the NFL.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, you could easily probably say that.
Yeah. So the Seattle Seahawks roll into Arizona and beat Arizona Cardinals 30-18. Kyler Murray had a good first drive, and then he comes back and throws two horrible back-to-back picks.
Yeah.
I mean, he just floated them things. I said, Kyler, what are you doing? And Seattle just took. Look, let me tell y'all something. Jackson Smith and Jigba is coming. This kid is a beast. He is amazing. He has been a godsend for Geno Smith ever since they started targeting him. I gotta watch out for Seattle, man. That's all I got to say. Y'all watch out for Seattle. I ain't saying gonna win the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying they could play spoiler. And they can be that dark horse. If they play like this, like they've been playing these past few weeks, watch out for Seattle. All I'm saying, as far as Arizona goes, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ever since they came back from the bye week, they've looked terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing on the bye week. Kyler Murray playing too much Call of Duty. You need to be in that playbook, sir. But they have not looked good since they came back from the bye week.
Nah, they haven't. It was pretty disappointing. Like I thought, opening drive, I thought I was like, okay, this is the Arizona Cardinals team that that we seen the good side of, but that quickly changed with those two back Kyler Murray picks. Yeah, so that's not really a good look on him. As far as Seattle Seahawks, yeah, they look really good. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's looking very, very explosive. Charbonnet had a great game. Geno Smith, he had a decent game as well too. This defense was flying around. I don't know. Seahawks wise, yeah, should we all put him on notice and have an eye out for him? Yeah, but I don't know. It's Geno Smith. I just don't know, man. I don't know if you could trust him at all. You just don't know what you're going to get with him. So I don't know, man. The Seahawks team can be scary, but at the same time, I would still say the Rams are probably the scariest team if they were able to win this division and make the playoffs. I would have more faith in the Rams than I would the Seattle Seahawks.
Speaking of which, the Los Angeles Rams beat the Buffalo Bills 44-42. This first half was dominated by Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford was carving them up. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, just up and down the field. Colonel Williams, Blake McCormick, just up and down the field. Buffalo defense couldn't do nothing with the Rams. But then in the second half, they started, buckling down. I think Los Angeles kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit too, and Buffalo came back and almost came back to win the game. But Rams did enough. They did the onside kick. They got the kick, and Puka Nacua was a beast in this game. He had the game-winning touchdown ultimately, and the Rams are rolling. But the problem with the Rams is they look like this one week, then next week will fall flat next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my problem with Los Angeles. If they look like this, they get up for the good teams, and then they play down to the competition of the bad teams. So I need them to play like this on a consistent basis. Get that defense a little bit tightened up. They play good in the first half, but in the second half, they need to do that all 4 quarters. But I'm just saying, Rams look good on offense. That Rams team can beat any team in the NFC. Any team.
Yeah, no, we've seen it before. The Rams, like, they're not scared to play. Now go for it.
My bad. And as far as Buffalo goes, hey, they put up a good fight. You know what I'm saying? They almost came back in the game, but they're still, one of the top teams in the AFC. It's just, they was facing a Rams team that they're fighting in their division. Buffalo had already wrapped up their division. Rams are fighting for that division. They still have a glimmer of hope to make it to the playoffs. Seattle, they're looking up at Seattle. Seattle's the number one in this division right now. Arizona look like they're trickling down. We'll talk about San Francisco in a minute. But the Rams are battling it out with Seattle right now for this division. So I think they came juiced up, ready to go. So
like the Rams, like I said, we seen with the Rams, they're not scared to go to Detroit and play. Like, they played one of their better games going into Detroit last year in the playoffs and potentially could have won that game. So with them, it's health and obviously just the consistencies on that defensive side with them getting pressure on the quarterback. We saw that with Josh Allen, so it kind of messed them up. The Rams, they're going to have to win out, honestly, but I think they potentially could do that. As far as like the Bills, look, I'm so annoyed with Josh Allen. Like, I'm so annoyed with this play calling that they do. Like, at the end of the day, like, Josh Allen and these fucking tush pushes really killed me in my fantasy. Like, y'all can't hand the ball off to James Cook. Y'all can't throw it to Khalil Shakur. Y'all can't throw it to Mark. Like, bro, so I'm annoyed by that in a sense. And I'm low-key kind of happy the Bills lost because I would face Josh Allen when he has almost 70 points in goddamn fantasy. Like, yeah, I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm not happy about that. So, but overall, man, it's just like, they better be careful with that tush push shit because you don't want Josh Allen going there and getting hurt. Like, you have all these running backs to use. Like, use them. Save him for the playoffs. Like, you don't want to risk that. On a serious note, you don't want to risk him getting hurt in one of these tush push scenarios. So they better be mindful in that because that was the problem last year. He ended up getting hurt, and then he wasn't really the Josh Allen that we saw. So, but overall, great win by the Rams, and Bills, kind of takes him out of getting the number 1 seed, but they potentially could still get 2.
Yeah, sure. San Francisco 49ers defeat the Chicago Bears 38-13. This game was not even close from the jump. Chicago couldn't get nothing going. That pass rush was getting to Caleb Williams all day. And the offense, Brock Purdy was just carving them up, doing whatever he wanted to do. And yeah, man, this San Francisco team looked like the team we thought we were going to get for most of the season. I don't know, maybe, they get a little healthier or whatever, but, we still got to wait and see. They still have an outside chance to still make the playoffs. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders, but they are, have a chance to make it to the playoffs if they continue to play like this. But if they play like they've been playing, then they're going to get bounced out. So As far as Chicago, they're a lost cause. It's a lost season. It's over. They're gonna have to clean house. I don't know what's gonna happen to Ryan Poles. Supposedly he's headed up to getting the next coach in there. So obviously they're keeping him, but this team might have to just get broken up. Some players don't have to go or whatever, but or whatever coach comes in, rectify this offense or this roster, should I say? But yeah, they didn't look good at all.
As far as the Bears, like, look, like I said, this is another team where I think they should strongly consider trading their best wide receiver in DJ Moore. Maybe get some more pieces to it. Like, you still got Keenan Allen, you still got Roma Dunze. I say you can always find another receiver and all that, but you can use those picks for DJ Moore to possibly get more stuff for the offensive line side or defensive line or whatever you need. So I think that's something they need to look forward to. And obviously, I'll be curious to see what coach wants to take this job. You do have a prime young quarterback in Caleb Williams. You have some young pieces that will be good. And this defense isn't really that bad. I know they played awful this week, but this is not the Bears defense that we are known to see. So, and Jalen Johnson, he could play better than what he played yesterday. So, as far as the Niners, can I take them serious? I don't know. Like, they did play against the Bears. They do still have a lot of injuries. We got to see, if they can get some of these players back. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey isn't coming back. Brandon Ayuk isn't coming back. But, I guess you got to keep them in some kind of way and where they have a chance. But I don't know how much seriously I could take them, though. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Los Angeles Chargers 19-17. You see one Chiefs game, you see them all. They struggle for like 3 quarters, and then they get it to the 4th quarter, and they find a way to win it. And the kicker kicked the bank shot to win the game. Justin Herbert didn't play bad, especially in the second half. He actually played really well. Quentin Johnson probably had the game of his life. He caught everything that went his way. Even caught a touchdown. Chiefs offense struggled when they wasn't giving it to Pacheco. Andy Reid continues to want to throw the football on 3rd and 1 when we only needed a damn yard. He want to drop back and pass. But if you see one Chiefs game, you see them all. It is what it is. This is who they are. They get you to the 4th quarter, and if you don't take them out like Josh Allen did early in the season, they're gonna win. It is what it is. The floor is yours.
I don't have nothing to say. I chose to try not watching this game because I don't want to watch the Kansas City Chiefs play because they bored the fuck out of me. We already know what we're going to get. Lad McConkey wasn't playing, so I wasn't really interested. I kind of already knew the result, man, so I really don't have nothing to say about this game.
Oh, okay. What are your thoughts on I know this game is not really important. What's your thoughts on the game tonight, man?
I think Cincinnati should have a field day. I think more so this game is for more fantasy purposes than more than anything else. Like, so this is a big week. This is the last week before playoffs starts. This game could be really big for people making the playoffs or not making the playoffs, seeding and all that stuff like that with, CeeDee Lamb, Rico Dotto, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Chase Brown. Man, it's a lot of key players that a lot of people have on their team. So more so or not, this will be interesting for that reason alone. But overall, man, watch the Simpson version of this game. Probably be way more entertaining.
The Simpson version. It's like telling people watch the SpongeBob version of the game on Nickelodeon.
Hey, it might be entertaining. I think that's on ESPN Plus. Give it a shout out. Give it a shot. Yeah, you never know. I will be tuning in though, just based on fantasy purposes. Hopefully T. Higgins goes off because of Josh Allen.
I need T. Higgins to go off in the league that you gave up on a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's too many people in that league.
I win, I'm in.
Good luck to you, my brother. Good luck. I hope you do make
7th seed now.
I need to go off so I can keep this bye week. If I don't, I got to play next week.
Nah, I'm losing in that league. I got smoke. Yeah, I got smoke. I'm in the playoffs, Morgan.
You went up against Morgan?
No, somebody named Playoff Push.
Oh, that's Mondale, son.
Yeah, I lost to Mondale, son. 120.65. I got 116, but he still got CD Lamb. I ain't got nobody left. So, you know where I messed up? I started Jordan Love over Sam Darnold.
Oh yeah, Sam Darnold killed it. I honestly, there's not much I could have done more. I think I probably could have played Garendo. I didn't play Garendo, um, but it's like I'm not gonna take James Cook out. I'm not gonna take David Montgomery out, and I'm not taking out who was my third one? Who was my third one? It just didn't make sense. Even though Isaac Garendo he played good, but then he got hurt, so I don't know if he out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had James Cook, David Montgomery, yeah, but I don't know. I had Adam Thielen on the bench too.
Did you even participate in my league?
I think like for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because you 3-10.
I'm 3 and
You in
10.
last place. You in last place.
Yeah, I know. My bad, brother. It's too much. It's too much. Too many leagues. I lose track.
I'm number one in this league. I'm number three in my league. Yeah,
Mm,
because Lyndon's ass, he 11-2.
mm.
And my boy TRE number two. Uh,
Damn, it
but
just
yeah,
signifies
man.
season's almost over, man. Football season's
But
almost
yeah,
over.
man. I'm just happy I'm in the playoffs. I'm gonna be in the playoffs for all my leagues, man. This is the best year of fantasy league for me ever.
Good luck to you.
I appreciate that, man.
Good luck to you.
Hopefully I face your ass in the first round.
Well, shit. Hopefully, I win so I can get a bye week. But if not, I think I would probably play. Yeah, I think I'll probably play you. I think I would play you. See, did Carlito win? Did Carlito win? It just depends if Carlito win. Carlito win.
I think Carlito got smoked. No, he smoked somebody.
Yeah,
I
nah, he
think
beat Rob. Yeah, so Carlito will probably be. If I lose, he'll be two. Be two.
because Marcus is still number one, right?
Yeah, Marcus is still number one, but I think he got me on when to win. He beat me, so he would have number two. Yeah. Oh, we'll see. We'll see tonight. Hopefully, go T Higgins. I need at least 21. He's 21 points. Can he do it? I don't know, but I'll be rooting for it.
All right, man. Who's your best player and team for the week?
Best player. I went with Addison. I know you probably could have did Darnold. You probably could have did Josh Allen, but I think Addison had a really great game. And then best team, I went with the Seahawks. I talk my mess about Geno, but I think that was really impressive going on the road in a divisional game and how dominant they were in fashion against the Cardinals.
My best player, I went with Puka Nakua, 12 catches, 162 yards, and a touchdown. And I agree with you. I had Seattle. I think they looked impressive this week. So
Absolutely, yeah.
worst team and player.
Look, I know you're gonna probably say Will Levis and the Titans for like the fifth week in a row, but I went a different route. I went with expectations, and with this, I went with Kyle Murray. I thought it was pretty disappointing how he played. He started off great, but the rest of the game, it didn't look good. And I'm gonna combine that with the Cardinals overall too. I thought the Cardinals kind of shitted the bed on this week. It was a big game for them to kind of remain relevant in this playoff race, but that loss pretty much hurt them a lot. So I went with that combination.
Worst player, I actually agree with you. I wrote down Kyler Murray. He had an opportunity to win the game and get in front of the division, and he shit the bed. He looked terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He did not play good whatsoever. Worst teams, I got New York Giants and Tennessee Titans. Could I add Jacksonville to that group?
Right.
But I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna go with the teams that lost. All right, man. Got anything else?
Just hell no's and flowers, man. That's all I got.
All right, man. Who's your flowers of the week go to?
So flowers, I'm gonna keep it close to home. I'm gonna wish my Aunt Monique a happy birthday. Hope she had a blessed one. Hope she enjoyed her day, man. So those my flowers go to her. Miss you and love you.
I got a few flowers this week. First off, I want to show some flowers and love to actor Colin Farrell and actress Kristen Milianto. They are the actors and actresses of the Penguin. They are up for three. They are both nominated for Best Actor and Actress in the limited series. I want to show them their flowers because they did a really good job on their show. We know how we both feel about that show, and they
Mhm.
deserve it. They actually, and hopefully they get many more nominations for that show and win some of them awards. So, shout out to them.
Yeah.
My other one is for my anime fans out there. Fire Force season 3 is finally coming in 2025. People,
Hmm.
we've waited since 2020 for season 3. That's season 2 came out in 20. I say that again. Season 2 came out in 2020. We're in 2025 coming up, and we finally getting it. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm excited, baby.
No
I'm
doubt.
excited. And then last but not least, hey yo, KU fans. Yeah, Mizzou. Missouri whooped y'all ass yesterday. Yeah. Y'all was talking all that junk on the internet. Mark, I see you, Mark Gunnels. Yeah, you even got on freezing cold takes saying we was going to obliterate Missouri. And what happened? Got y'all asses whooped.
What, the football game?
No, basketball player.
Oh, yeah. Y'all beat Kansas. Y'all beat Kansas. I didn't.
Yeah, not just beat them, we smoked them.
Are y'all ranked? Is Missouri ranked this year?
No, we better be after this win.
Mm.
We both were 7-1.
Yeah, nah, y'all
Mind
definitely.
you, yeah, mind you, this is the team that didn't win a game in the division last year.
Okay, okay.
So shout out to all my Missouri Tigers out there, KU. Y'all know what y'all can do. Beat the #1 team. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One no more.
Oh, huh?
I said they ain't number one no more. They lost 2 times last week.
No, they lost to Creighton.
That's the Creighton and y'all.
Not good. All right, man. Who's your hell now go to? Oh, wait, hold on. Gotta clap it up. We gotta clap it up.
So I only got one. This goes to a man who had one of the biggest fumbles in a little bit. There's a picture circling around of Kelsey Plum, and my God, God bless her. God bless her. She's one of my favorite female
Ooh.
athletes in the game today. KP, if you see this, I would love to have you on the Cris and Mal podcast and give you all the flowers for 2 hours straight. But Darren Waller, my brother, you get the hell nah of the week. Yeah, that was a fumble, bro, my brother. That picture going around the internet, circling around, man. Bless her, bless her. So, yeah, Darren Waller, tough break, my boy.
My hell no goes to these Kendrick Lamar ticket prices. Y'all should be ashamed of y'all damn selves.
Did you get a ticket?
No, but they yeah, of course not. They should be ashamed of themselves. These
Yeah,
pre-sales.
I got a ticket. I got a ticket, and
Now
yeah,
you got your ticket?
I got 2 tickets, club seats. So you can only imagine how much that ran me. So yeah,
$1
them
million.
shits. It's not so much the ticket; it's the fucking fees. The fees add on like an extra ticket to the price. Like I still think it's pretty crazy, paying $1,000 a ticket for a concert. But if they were to chill on these fees, they wouldn't be as bad. But it's crazy. But I'm going. I caught my 2 tickets. So
That's what's up.
I told the lady like we going, but who knows? She may not want to go, so I might have an extra ticket up for sale. So, brother, if you want to come, I'll let you know. If she don't want to go, I'll give you. I ain't gonna give it to you for free. I'll give you a deal or something. But
I would have figured that.
them shits right up. I'll give you a deal, but
Gotcha.
but I'll let you know. So I do got. I might have an extra ticket, but we'll see. She don't really
For
like
sure.
going to concerts and shit. So let's see how she feels.
For sure. For sure. Well, yeah. Yeah, I get the hell no of the week.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
All right, man. Got to give a shout out to Magnet Sports Drink.
Yes, sir. Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. I know you're asking why Magnet. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, you can use the promo code Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So, use the code. Get some of these great delicious drinks that give you some energy. You know what I mean? I know we all got starting off the work week, so help you get through the week. You know what I mean? So shout out to Magnet, man.
Yeah, for sure. Also, go get our Cris and Mal t-shirts. Go to any of our social media platforms. Click on the print try link, and you will see our t-shirts. We got the black and white ones, $25 plus shipping, which booster is up to $29. So go ahead and get our shirt, and support us, man. And when you get your shirt, you can take a picture of it and tag us in it, and we will shout you out, not only on social media but on the show. So go ahead and get your shirt, man. And if you want to donate to the Cris and Mal podcast, you can by donating to our Cash App, Cris and Mal podcast. Whatever you want to donate, whatever you have. We're not trying to break your pockets. We understand that stuff is high out here, and everybody, tries to keep their money in house. But if we can, man, just throw us a little love, and we will greatly appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever you use to do your listen to your podcast on, the Cris and Mal podcast is available. Also, if you're first time watch on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the lives with us. You can talk about these topics because we want to hear from you. We want you to be a part of this show just as much as we are. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Twitch, whatever you use to do your social media on, Cris and Mal podcast is available. Go ahead and follow us. We'll follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all the various things. So go ahead and follow us. And if you have feedback, you have critiques, or if you have a question or topic that you want us to bring up on the show, hit us up via DMs, email, or our mentions. And if we like said topic or question, we will bring it up on the show. We'll shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up, man. All right, good people. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Got a long one today, 3 hours. Woo!
Yeah, long.
So yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We will be back on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do our NFL picks and probably talk about some other things too. So go ahead and like I said, put your notifications on so when the episode drops, you can come in the lives with us. So all right, good people. You guys have a good rest of your week or next 2 days, should I say. And we will be back here Wednesday